This is Sparta!
Emery Spartan football on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Emery Spartan football is powered by Castle Country Radio. And now, for tonight's play-by-play, let's join Aiden Mortensen and Justin Thornley in the Sutherland's broadcast booth.
Welcome in to the beginning of the 2026 football season here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. We are live from the Sutherland's broadcast booth as the Emery Spartans prepare to kick off the 2026 campaign with a neutral site showdown against the reigning 1A champion Kanab Cowboys. Hi, everybody. Aiden Mortensen alongside Justin Thornley in the broadcast booth with you this season. And Thornley, it's a pleasure to be here with you first and foremost. Thank you so much for agreeing to do this with me. I really appreciate it.
Hey, thanks, Aiden. I'm really excited to get going on this and ready to watch some Spartan football.
And looking at the Spartans, it's going to be an interesting year for Emery. You see some returning talent on the squad. However, as always in high school football, there's a lot of roster turnover due to graduation. And this year, no exception. But I cannot wait for tonight's contest. The stakes high for both of these two teams as the Cowboys look to show why they're favorites to repeat in 1A. The Spartans looking to return to the form that led them to a state runner-up finish in 2024 with the sophomores from that sophomore squad now leading this team as seniors. It's going to be a full circle moment for a whole lot of them.
Yeah, I agree. It's small town football. You have a lot of turnover, but you know those young kids have been watching for a couple of years and they're ready to step up to the game and put their name out there.
Yeah, and they're ready to take this field. And, you know, a lot of them saw what this program can be under the direction of head coach John Fumalo, entering into his 11th season at the helm of the Spartans. You talk about longevity. Coach Fumalo embodies that through and through.
Yeah, I agree. He's been there for a while. He has the experience and a good team of coaches to go with it.
Yeah, and it's exciting to see offensive coordinator Chris Justice always enjoys that spread offense we see Emery go back to year after year. Now, he mentioned the last time we saw the Spartans compete in the state title game was all the way back in 2024, but the last time they were able to win it was back in 1987, so it's been a long while for Emery. They're looking to reclaim the top of that summit, and that campaign for this season starts tonight against Kanab. Thornley, let's look at it. What do we know about the Spartans? What can we expect to see from them tonight?
Yeah, you know, we've got a quarterback that's coming back with some experience from last year in A.J. Thomas. He's ready to come back on and lead this squad. Some returning players on the line. Miles Mortensen coming back. He's always a big help on the lineman side of things. And we have some experience, but we have a lot of young talent that's coming in as well.
And, you know, there are times with the Spartans where you look at this team, especially up front, and it looks like rural football through and through. Lots of players who on other teams would be taking more skill positions like wide receiver, like running back, and they step up and they fill slots on the offensive line. But as has been the case in recent years, the Spartans looking particularly big up front, as you mentioned, but they're also looking pretty young up front. Only two seniors manning this team, both on the tackle position. Miles Mortensen at left tackle, Chaz Sorensen manning the right side. In between, you got a sophomore in Colton North, and then two juniors in Peyton Johnson at center and Elias Haskell at right guard. This is going to be a tall task for these guys. They're going to have to step up in some pretty major ways to help establish both the run and the passing game.
Yeah, I agree. You know, an athlete can do athletic things, though, and that's the thing is these guys might be a little bit undersized compared to some of the bigger schools, but when they're athletic and physical, they can get the job done as well.
And that's going to be the biggest thing, is everyone is going to play a part on this team. For Emery, also the passing attack, as you mentioned, led by A.J. Thomas. He has that dual threat capability that makes him oh so fearsome for defensive coordinators to try and plot against. And it's always tough when you have a guy who not only can do damage through the air, but is not afraid to absorb contact. And A.J. pretty fearless in that regard. I was hearing at the Black and Gold game, he was out there and he was not wanting the play to be blown dead whenever he was about to break off a big run. But of course, inter-squad scrimmage, you want to make sure you protect that quarterback as best you can.
Yeah, of course, you don't want to go down in a inter-squad game. But yeah, AJ, he's an athlete, and he's not a small quarterback. He's a big, tough kid, and excited to see what he can do with his legs and with his arm.
And we're going to take a quick break here on the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show, but stay tuned. We've got more Emery football coming your way right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
When your comfort is on the line, trust the experts who care. At Air Temp Heating and Cooling, we've been dedicated to keeping Castle Country cozy since 1999. Our certified technicians are ready with 24/7 emergency service and the latest knowledge in heating and cooling technology. As a proud Bryant authorized dealer, we'll do whatever it takes to ensure your home or business stays comfortable year-round. Call Air Temp Heating and Cooling today at 6...
Welcome to Emery and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emery and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
Looking for the perfect mattress? We've got you covered. At Bill's Home Furnishings, we have the largest selection of mattresses in eastern Utah, including the highly rated Serta Perfect Sleeper. And when it comes to price, we're competitive with anywhere in the state. But we're more than just mattresses. From quality furniture and home accessories to reliable appliances, we've got everything you need to make your house a home. Stop by Bill's Home Furnishings today, where selection, savings, and service meet. Right here in eastern Utah.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
At Castle Country Vet, they believe every pet deserves a touch of love and expert care. You can trust Dr. Harmer and Dr. Kelly. They're not just veterinarians, but passionate pet lovers, dedicated to nurturing your furry friends like family. From routine checkups to emergency interventions, you and your pet will experience compassionate, professional care every step of the way. Let Castle Country Vet help your pets lead the happiest, healthiest lives. Call Castle Country Vet today, 637-5797, because love is a 4-legged word.
Diagnostics? Check. Transmissions? Check. Oil changes? Check. Check's Auto Repair. Honest, affordable, and customer-focused. Check's Auto Repair is new to the community. From diagnostics to engine repairs or any other service.
You get a flat hourly labor rate with no hidden fees.
771 East Main Street in Price. Follow Check's Auto Repair on Facebook. Call 630-6699. Check engine light?
Take it to Check's.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back into the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. We're getting ready here at Snow College, Terry Foote Field, for the season opener for the Emery Spartans. Earlier in the week, I was able to catch up with two of the seniors on the squad, AJ Thomas and Cray Leroy, for a conversation about the offseason, the build-up to this contest, and more. Here's our conversation with both of them. Earlier in the week on KOAL's Drive Time Sports, we had the chance to catch up with Emery High seniors AJ Thomas as well as Cray Leroy in preparation for tonight's showdown against the Kanab Cowboys. First, here's our conversation with AJ. We're standing here with Emery High School senior AJ Thomas, and we're getting ready to kick off the 2026 football season, traveling on the road to face off against the defending state champions in the Kanab Cowboys. AJ, pleasure to have you on. Thanks for taking the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So walk me through the offseason. You're stepping into the role as a senior leader on this team. What's it like in the offseason getting these guys both in the senior class and younger ready for this upcoming year?
Yeah, you know, we all got to show up and put in the work each and every time we're at practice, and yeah.
Now, looking ahead to the season, you got Kanab on the schedule. Always a tough test, and they still have a lot to prove, even though they are fresh off winning a state championship. What do you know about the Cowboys? What are you looking for them?
Yeah, they're always good. They've got a good program down there. They've got a few returning players that I remember from last year that are always pretty good, so.
Now, looking ahead to the matchup, watching the film, what are you guys kind of expecting from them? So, watching the film on this team, you have a little familiarity with them from last year. Looking at that matchup from last year and looking at the film from this year, what kind of things are you expecting to see from the Cowboys?
Last year we were able to have, hopefully we can get
off-season workouts look like. How have you guys been getting better throughout the summer?
We've been really cracking down on everybody trying to get to all the summer practices. Just being able to get early down on having plays down and other things just helps the team out overall throughout the year.
Now, in terms of mentality, that's a big thing. We always talk about the physical side of football, but there's a big mental aspect to it as well. What have you guys been doing mentally to get ready for the year?
We've been trying to spend more time as like a team, so just mentally knowing your guys, then you can start trusting them and know what they're trying to do, and you can work better that way.
And, going into your senior year, you're always going to be viewed as a leader of this team. Walk me through that transition from junior to senior. How have you stepped up into leadership for this team?
Last year was nice. I started, so I kind of had to move into that kind of senior position last year, but this year it's been different, actually being a senior, but just. Yeah.
Now, you mentioned starting as a junior and how that helped prepare you for this upcoming year. What's the difference in emotion going into last year as compared to going into this year? Where's your mind at getting ready for this season?
Last year, I know almost every start of the game I was a nervous wreck. I just didn't know what to do as a junior starting, varsity football. But this year, knowing the coaches and just my teammates, that nervousness is just gone, so it's way easier.
Now let's look ahead to the season. You guys got Kanab on Friday. Always fun when we get to face off against a school with that kind of prowess. What do you know about Kanab? What have you seen on film? What do you remember from last year's matchup with them in preparation for this year?
Last year's matchup was a little rough. It was first game of my grade coming up to play the big varsity, and so we weren't as prepared. This year we're way more prepared than we were last year, so I think it's going to be a way better matchup.
Now let's talk about you personally. What do you like more in the sport, offense, defense?
I like offense, making those big plays. But
now, what do you enjoy most about the sport? What keeps you inspired to keep on competing at this level and keep going on to inspire not just your teammates, but the
teammates and the coaches are a big part of it. Just being together and feeling the vibe that you guys have together, it keeps you going.
Now, outside of the obvious answer, what game are you most looking forward to this season?
Kind of like John said and AJ, just the next game coming up is always the most exciting.
And, you guys have quite the exciting schedule. I want to ask you about a few of the teams in the region. South Sevier coming off a pretty hot year. Delta building something out there. How do you feel about your placement within the region heading into the season?
I'm feeling good about our placement. San Juan's always a tough region game. I feel like we can still crack down on Delta and South Sevier. So.
Now, as you get ready for this upcoming year, what message would you share with Spartan Nation to get them excited, not just for this game, but for the season as a whole?
More home games. got one more game than we have the past couple of years and just be ready.
A full 10-game schedule this year. It's going to be an exciting time to be a Spartan or a fan of the Spartans crew. It's a pleasure to catch up with you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Diagnostics? Check. Transmissions? Check. Oil changes? Check. Checks Auto Repair. Honest, affordable, and customer-focused. Checks Auto Repair is new to the community, from diagnostics to engine repairs or any other service.
You get a flat hourly labor rate with no hidden fees.
771 East Main Street in Price. Follow Checks Auto Repair on Facebook. Call 630-6699. Check engine light?
Take it to Checks. The coffee shop on Main Street in Price has been your go-to spot for almost 2 decades. Whether it's a latte to start your morning, a refreshing cold brew in the afternoon, or a cozy chai on a chilly evening, we've got the perfect drink for any moment. Settle in with free Wi-Fi and plenty of seating, or let us bring it out to you with curbside delivery. With parking in the back, the coffee shop, Main Street in Price, where good days begin with great coffee. Don's Hometown Insurance and Price is ranked #1 on Google reviews, proof that real people value real hometown customer service. We're honored to set the standard, helping you find the right coverage with a caring local touch. Join your neighbors who count on Don's Hometown Insurance for friendly expertise and genuine support. Stop by or call us today at 637-3344. Experience the hometown difference everyone is talking about. Don's Hometown Insurance, where you always come first.
Imagine stepping foot into your dream home. The scent of fresh paint and the feel of plush carpet under your feet. Hi, this is Greg at the Driggs Mortgage Team. We make that dream come to life with our expert guidance and personalized financing solutions. Now closer to you at our new location in 23 South Carbon Avenue, Suite 21 in Price, because when it comes to financing your home, there's simply no substitute for experience.
What started on a workbench in 1948 has evolved into a business that is more than a jewelry store. It's part of the fabric of Springville.
It's Duke Jewelers. 4th-generation owner Kimberly Narupe continues the legacy of her great-grandfather Melvin Duke and father Richard Holmes. Creating an engagement ring or reimagining an heirloom, Duke's design team brings your vision to life. It's about family, craftsmanship, and memories that shine through every piece. Duke's Jewelers.
South Main Street, Springville, at dukesjewelers.com.
Discover the strength. At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
Emery Spartan football.
Hunter Leffler, number 3. Branson Mortensen, 76.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back into Emery Spartan football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, live from the Sutherland's broadcast booth as we prepare to watch the Emery Spartans face off against the Cowboys of Kanab. Aiden Mortensen, Justin Thornley in the booth for you today. Now, Justin, we talked about Emery. Let's talk about Kanab. This is a group who has a lot of talent, but they also have a lot to prove.
Yeah, I agree. They're coming off a championship season last year, and no one wants to go and lose their first game after a championship season. So they've got a lot coming to them too.
And we always talk about roster turnover, but the biggest impact coming to Kanab is going to be the loss of running back Hayden Gubler to graduation. He was 1A MVP last season, but stepping in to be the new workhorse back is Deegan Swap. Averaged 44.4 rushing yards a game behind Gubler last season. He's shown he can be breaking away these big runs that the Cowboys are going to hope to be seeing throughout this contest.
Yeah, he's going to be a big help to their running game. That's what this team likes to do, is run the ball, and he's going to get the call quite often today.
And then we look at their offensive line, going to help bolster that rushing attack. Walker Bird, Bryce Szymanski, Deegan Allen, all of them returning from last year's state championship team. Both Bird and Szymanski earned 1A second-team All-State honors. That's real experience up front.
Yeah, it sure is. That's where we're lacking, and they're more experienced on that front line.
It's going to be a tough challenge for the Spartans to try and push through this one, but anytime a team coached by John Fumal steps onto the field or onto the court, you got to feel a little confident about what the results may be, because he coaches these guys up. He develops such an excellent culture for these guys that it's really hard to beat.
Yeah, you're right. Every year we look at it and we're like, oh man, we just lost our senior crew. And then Coach Famalo and his staff come in and bring back that experience.
We'll take a quick break for the national anthem. We'll be right back with more Emery has Spartan football.
At Landon's Diesel, they understand the heartbeat of your diesel truck. Whether it's the rig that powers your livelihood or the everyday vehicle that drives your life, the trained technicians at Landon's Diesel are here to keep you rolling. Plus, with 24-hour towing service, support's just a call away, anytime, day or night. Drive into Landon's Diesel for expert care tailored to you and your truck, because when your diesel needs expertise, Landon's Diesel is always here.
At Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, we're more than just a credit union. We're your trusted community partner. Whether you're opening a checking or savings account, applying for a loan, managing your finances with our Spirit debit card or credit cards, we've got you covered. Our friendly tellers and expert loan officers are here to help, and with virtual tellers available in our drive-up line, banking has never been easier. We offer home equity lines of credit, CDs, and a range of other services, all tailored to your financial needs. Visit us today and experience the difference at Eastern Utah Community Credit Union, where your goals are our priority.
Price Family Pharmacy has moved. Hi, this is Brian from Price Family Pharmacy, and we're excited to be in our new location, right next to Castleview Urgent Care on 100 North. Our new location brings exciting additions to our pharmacy, a convenient drive-thru, more parking, a spacious lobby, and we still have free delivery. Our team is here to offer you great services in our new, bigger, better space. Come by and visit us, and thank you for being part of our pharmacy family.
Discover the strength and beauty of Flawless Sheeting's metal siding and roofing solutions. Designed to endure and crafted to conserve energy, the products offered by Flawless Sheeting ensure your home not only looks good, but feels good too. Plus, they come with a 40-year warranty. Enjoy superior durability and enhanced comfort year-round with new roofing from Flawless Sheeting. Ready to upgrade? Call Flawless Sheeting at 636-7300 and elevate the way you live.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back into Emery Spartan football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. We're live from the Sutherland's broadcast booth. Aiden Mortensen, Justin Thornley for the Landon's Diesel Service pregame show, and captains heading to midfield to kick off the start of this 2026 season. Hunter Leffler alongside Cray Leroy, Miles Mortensen, and AJ Thomas, the captains for the Spartans this game. This is always fun to see not only the start of the game, but the start of the 2026 campaign. Cowboys, Spartans, going to be a good one. Looking at some fast facts between both of these teams. The Spartans are going to have their handful against a wing T offense and a 3-3 defense. Coach J.R. Kornenberg entering his 7th season out at Kanab. For the Spartans, you're going to be seeing a spread offensive attack and a new look defensively coming for Emery, switching away from their typical 3-4 into a new 4-2-5 look. The Spartans switching things up on defense. If there's one thing you always got to say about Coach Famal, he is not afraid to change things up.
Yeah, you're right. It's going to be exciting to see this new defense, see how they react to it. No one's going to have any film on us yet for this, and something new maybe is going to be the breakthrough for the season.
And you got to hope so, because we've seen that 3-4 has dominated, and it was all a trend started by San Juan. They have very dominant interior defensive linemen. They had people big enough to fill up and only make a 3-man front effective. You got to have the size for those 3-4 defensive fronts. If you're running with skinny linemen, a 4-2, that's going to be more of your look.
Yeah, you're right. And at Emery High School, we just don't have a lot of big kids. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's something in the water. We don't have the size that you see in some of these other schools.
But slowly but surely, as you look at this offensive line for Emery, you do see a lot of size, especially in the younger players. Colton North, when we caught up with him at Media Day, the kid is huge and he is strong. That's going to be a big boon for Emery along the left side. That's going to be the job of Mortensen and North to protect.
Right. Yeah, that's one thing that Emery does have going for us. We might be a little bit smaller, but our weights program is top notch.
It is. No, the weights program and the weights facilities out at Emery, as well as every other athletic facility at the high school, is top line. Everyone is willing to participate and give in to that. And then, you see the results on the field. They speak for themselves. A hard summer of weights really can make the difference in a season. And the Spartans electing to receive the ball in the second half. They're going to be kicking off there wearing their black jerseys with white and gold stripes. They will be going left to right on your radio dial. The Kanab Cowboys rocking the white uniforms with the red lettering and the silver pants, lining up in the backfield to receive for the Cowboys. Deegan Swap back there. He is one of the players we talked about pre-game. He is a fearsome sight to be seen.
Yeah, he's a big kid. Looks to be pretty quick on his feet, and we're going to see it pretty quick right here.
And kicking off for the Spartans, it's going to be the big man, Chaz Sorensen, place kicking as well as playing offensive line. And it is up, and we are away. Swap fields the ball near the 7-yard line. He's going to go up along the left sideline, right to left on your radio dial. Breaks through a hole, breaks one tackle, drives in. Sorensen wraps him up. And the benefits of a big kicker, he's a brick wall when you run into him. Kanab going to be starting at about the 37-yard line on their first drive.
Yeah, Sorensen swallowed him up right there, coming up from that kicking spot. And, a good kickoff return, but we got the stop.
And I was questioning the decision to have such a big guy slotted at kicker, but the results speak for themselves there as the Spartans lining up in their 4-2-5. Emery ready to get this game up and rolling. Kanab still in the huddle. Quarterback blows the whistle. 11:51 on the clock on the opening drive. Cowboys getting things kicked off under center. 2 in the backfield, only 1 out right. Handoff goes off into the hands of Latimer Glover. He drives forward for a pickup of about 3 yards. Going to be 2nd and 7 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the Emery backfield just came, or the Emery midfields came up and made the tackle. We got to tighten it up a little bit, but that's pretty good first defensive play of the season.
And you look at it and you feel hopeful if only holding them to that short of a gain. But with a team that's going to ground and pound it like Kanab, they're content to pick up only 3 and 4 yards of play. Going under center again, 2 in the backfield, 1 man out to the right. Anderson takes the snap, rolls out right, and a dump pass down the field, and down they go. A big gain for the Cowboys. They're all the way into Emery territory on the 40-yard line, gain of about 20 on the play.
Yeah, good pass there. Our cornerback, I think that was Ward over there on that left side. He gathered it up as soon as the catch was made, but the damage is done.
And they're able to just continue plowing down the field. Kanab wasting no time. Back under center they go. That wing T ever fearsome. This time man out on the left. Man in motion. Handoff taken. It's given up the middle. Caleb Warner not able to get anywhere. Stuffed at the line of scrimmage. They're going to call it about a gain of 1 on the play. 2nd and 9 for the Cowboys. Clock ticking down now. 10:40. 8 yards to go here in the first quarter. Kanab driving down on the opening drive, trying to find their way to the first score of the 2026 campaign in 1A and 2A. Rural Utah kickoff here at Snow College. Kanab under shotgun this time. 2 out to the right. Anderson takes the snap, handoff up the middle, running room all the way to go. Deegan swap, tripped up last second. A shoestring tackle from the Spartans stops a sure touchdown from breaking through, but Kanab knocking on heaven's door right now, setting up at the 5-yard line. That was quite the run coming from swap.
Hunter Leffler just grabbed a shoestring, like you said, made that play, so it wasn't a touchdown on that play.
In the nick of time, I thought that was surely going to be a breakthrough play for the Cowboys, but it shows how potent this run game is. You've seen 3 different players touch the ball out of the backfield for Kanab, and all of them able to pick up positive yardage. This time, Anderson goes under center, takes the snap, handoff, but a flag blown. Looks like it's going to be a procedure penalty. We'll see what the officials have to say. And it looks like it's going to be set up against the Cowboys, setting them 5 yards back, making it 1st and 11, or 1st and goal from the 11-yard line for the Cowboys. Normally a very disciplined team in Kanab, a rare mental error coming for the Cowboys.
Yeah, not totally unexpected. First year of the game, a little jittery, and got a little excited to make that play.
Yeah, you get a little too excited, especially when you're that close to the goal line. Your hard work about to pay off with a touchdown. You can't help but jump sometimes. But Kanab again lining up. It's going to be Anderson under center. Man in motion at swap. Takes the snap, handoff up the middle, goes to Warner, but runs into a brick wall up the middle. A good Spartan stand coming. Elias Haskell, the junior, first man in and brings Warner to the ground.
Yeah, a good stop by the D-line there to gum up that hole.
And, you got to have a bend, don't break mentality at this juncture. Yes, they have plowed their way down the field with a potent run game, but now is your chance. You can tighten up and make sure you're not going to break.
Yeah, just need to settle in and, do your job.
And again, Kanab going to be lining up under center. Anderson with the two men to his right, standing up, 1 man in the backfield. He rolls out right, looking for a dump pass, slings it sidearmed for the touchdown. Kanab comes up with the early score, and the celebration abounds. The Cowboys up 6-0 with 8:58 left to go. They draw first blood against the Spartans.
Yeah, that was an athletic play on the quarterback. He slung that sidearm, and the only way he was going to get through there was to make that play that way.
It's the Patrick Mahomes-ification of the game of football. You see him make plays like that every Sunday night, and you can't help but try and make a few of your own. Now, Kanab line up for the extra point try. It's going to be Ray Capson taking the kick. Hold is up, good, and kick is good. Kanab claims the 7-0 lead over the Spartans, but Emery, a chance to answer back when we come back right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Hey there, food lovers. It's Bill Hicks from Farlano's Cafe, your new favorite spot for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Whether you're craving a hearty omelet, a fresh salad, our golden curly fries, or our mouth-watering pastas, we've got you covered. And we're open 7 days a week. So come on down to Farlano's Cafe, where every meal is a celebration. Remember, it's where the locals eat. Visit us at Farlano's, where great food and great company come together. See you soon.
Call insurance agent.
Hello, customer.
Oh, great. I just had a quick question about my insurance.
You are 312th in line.
Oh, it's just a real quick question.
Would you like a callback in 6 hours?
Sometimes humans are just more helpful.
Hey, Max, I can answer your insurance question.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Farm Bureau Financial Services. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Contact Farm Bureau agent Jill Jensen in Price today.
And we are back. Kick is up. The Spartans field it near the 5-yard line, but a swarm of Cowboys there almost immediately stuffing that play before it could get any momentum going. That was Trey Nilsson on the reception for Emery, brought down, and Emery about 90 yards standing between them and Paydirt on the opposite end of the field. Emery giving us their first look offensively. Again, it's going to be A.J. Thomas, man in the helm at quarterback up front. Miles Mortensen, Colton North, Peyton Johnson, Elias Haskell, and Chaz Sorensen up the middle. The spread look, 2 on either side, 1 in the backfield. Thomas in the shotgun formation, sends a man in motion. He'll take the snap. A quarterback keeper off the bat, but the Kanab Cowboys swallow him up at the line of scrimmage. Thought they had him fooled for a moment, but unable to get anything going.
Yeah, that was right. There was a hole there. AJ just a little bit late getting to it on that delay, and Kanab swallowed it right up.
And it's always hard trying to sell that delay as they again go 2 men to his right, 1 in the middle, handoff up the middle for the Spartans. But again, a beefy Cowboys defensive line swallowing up the Spartans before they can get any momentum going in their favor. Deacon Allen, the junior nose guard, up in that play, bringing Emery down and distance stays at 3 and 9.
Yeah, I ran into a brick wall right there. We'll see if they can move him around throughout the rest of the game.
And Emery again. Shotgun formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Thomas, jump screen, finds the hands of Jess Larson. He's able to pick up 2, but it's not going to be enough for the Spartans. They're going to have to bring out the punt team as they set themselves up with a 4th, and we'll call it 6 going forward. Not the best offensive opener for the Spartans, but this Kanab team, again, they're the creme de la creme when it comes to 1A football.
Yeah, their defense is stout. They're ready, and we have some nerves, and that's okay. We'll get rolling here, and a lot of youth on the field right now, getting their fingers wet with this new offense.
And for the punt, the snap, short kick. Fielded easily by the Cowboys. This one has room. They're going to be running down the field, down the sideline. It's Brennan Orton, the wide receiver who scored the last touchdown. He gets it all the way down to the 10-yard line. The Cowboys knocking on heaven's door yet again after the pooch punt from the Spartans.
Yeah, not a great kick there. Came off the side of his foot and just kind of stayed really flat.
It's one of those things you chalk up to first game jitters. Not much you can do in a situation like that. You just got to go try and cover the ball, and the Spartans able to stop it before it became a much bigger problem. So 1st and goal for Kanab to open up their second drive of the game. It's going to be Anderson under center yet again. 2 men in the backfields, 1 man at wide right. A dump pass again fallen, this time to the arms of Latimer Glover. He has nothing but wide open space as he rushes across the goal line for another Cowboy touchdown. And just like that, the Cowboys up. He made that extra point. Scoreboard shows 12, should be 13. 13-0 advantage for the Cowboys as they continue to show why they are favorites.
Yeah, he was out in the flat, wide open, untouched going into the end zone.
And lining up again for the kick, it's Ray Capson. Snap, good, hold down, kick up short, and almost hits the ref in the head. No doubt about that one. Incomplete. So, score is going to be sitting, according to the scoreboard, 12-0. According to our count, 13-0. So the Spartans going to have a second crack at it after that first drive. Thornley, you're hoping they're going to be able to find some more momentum in their favor.
Yeah, this is all about high school sports. You have to forget what just happened. You had a bad punt, not a great offensive set. You got to clear your mind and go out there and make it happen this time.
And this is a team who they have the culture that backs up that very mentality, hopefully able to get something going with it again. Nelson back for the Spartans to try and receive this kick. The sophomore scored both touchdowns for the black team in the black and gold game for Emery. So he's shown why he deserves this spot on the varsity roster.
Yeah, he's an athlete. He comes in with a big junior high career and played as a freshman last year, getting some varsity reps as a sophomore.
And kicking off for Kanab, again, it's going to be Capson. Gets the whistle. He goes. Kick is up. And just drops short right into the arms of Nelson. He's going to take it along the left side. And he is, again, met by a host of defenders. No breathing room at all for Emery. This special teams unit for Kanab playing lights out through 2 kickoffs.
Yeah, that kick was about a mile high. And that kickoff team had a lot of time to get down there before it even touched Trey's hands.
And wind blowing left to right, definitely catching the ball a little bit in the air, slowing down its momentum. It looked for sure like it was going to be falling down in the end zone, but now Emery again lines up in their spread. Thomas at the quarterback position, 2 men on either side of him in the spread. Takes the snap in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff. Quick jet screen action. The Spartans love that. It's caught on the left side and a run up And it's going to be a gain of 5 yards for the Spartans. Kai Witzel making the catch on that one, able to come away with the reception.
That's the important thing we've got to do on first down. We've got to get positive yards, stay in front of the sticks, gives you a lot of options on second down.
It continues moving us forward. That first play, always a big one in each offensive set. And again, Thomas in the backfield. 2 men to his right, 1 to his left, 1 in the backfield, and a tight end in the set. Sends the tight end in motion. Takes the snap. Another jet screen, this time falling right into the arms of Jess Larson, the tight end. Brought down in the backfield. They're going to say he reached line of scrimmage. That sets up 3rd and 4 for the Spartans. Nothing doing on that play for Emery.
Yeah, that's just a great open field tackle by number 3, Grady Anderson. He makes that play. If he does not, we get a first down off that for sure.
And Kanab, again, a very disciplined program. They show year after year that the culture that they've been able to establish is truly remarkable. And it's always the small towns that seem to have the best football culture.
Yeah, isn't that an interesting way that it works to, these small schools have a good culture of, every kid in the school is on the football team.
1A through 3, I think you see some of the toughest teams in the state. 6A dominated by big name schools like Corner Canyon, like Bingham, like Lone Peak. But 1A, 2A, 3, it always feels like someone different is in the run. You rarely get to see a dynastic run, with the exception, of course, of San Juan.
Of course.
And they're going to be playing in the game. They're going to be playing later tonight, kicking off the season against Grantsville. Conversation happened on the field. Brennan Orton and one of the line judges chatting it up right now. Official still standing over the ball. Clock stops at 6:03. Kanab up 13-0 over the Spartans, opening up the 2026 campaign. Aiden Mortensen and Justin Thornley right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. You can also watch the live video stream of tonight's contest on YouTube, both live and on demand at Castle Country Radio Carb, and the whistle blows and we're good to go. Thomas again, 2 men on either side, both the left and the right, sends a man in motion, sets up trips on the right side, jet sweep, fake, Thomas up the middle, plows over one defender, and he barrels forward for the first down. A gain of 5 on the play for A.J. Thomas, getting the first down of the season for the Spartans.
Yeah, great play by AJ. Really sold that fake and then hit that hole running hard.
He had me fooled from start to finish. And again, in the shotgun, Thomas, 2 men on either side, 1 right next to him. Snap. Fakes the jet screen, throws down the seam, and it's caught. Cray Leroy comes up with a gain of 15 on the play. What another excellent sell coming from AJ. My goodness, when he goes in to sell these handoffs, he goes all the way, has me fooled up here in the booth.
Yeah, faked a screenplay on that again and found Cray wide open in the secondary.
And again, lining up in the shotgun, it's going to be Emery, 2 men to Thomas's left, 1 to his right, a tight end look. Snap goes to Thomas, handoff up the middle, little bit of running room. They're going to pick up 3 on the play. It was a handoff to Hunter Leffler. A positive gain for the Spartans, and you can see what one good play can do for this Emery team as they are now rolling down the field nearly across the 50-yard line.
Yeah, morale makes a big difference. When you're feeling good, you play good.
Thomas in the shotgun, 5 minutes in the first quarter remaining. The clap, the snap, the jet screen flies out to the side to Cray Leroy. Leroy hit hard.
Ball popped out. Looks like they're going to call him down before that happened.
Down before the fumble, so they're going to advance him about 2 yards. Another short gain for the Spartans. All you really need in this game is 2 or 3 yards a play. You can keep it moving. As long as you're moving forward, you give your offensive coordinator and your head coach a lot more confidence to make sure that good things are happening.
Yeah, manageable 3rd down right here. We've got to get the first down to keep the drive alive.
3rd and 3 for the Spartans as Thomas again lines up in the shotgun. Duos to his left and right. Man right next to him in Leffler in the backfield. Sends Nelson in motion. Again, quarterback keeper, and the man has running room, barrels up the middle. The fearless A.J. Thomas goes for a gain of 8. And again, the Spartans find first down. Big credit to the offensive line up front for opening up the hole that they were able to run through. That was the left side. That was a senior-sophomore duo between Mortensen and North.
Yeah, great hole. Good blocking schemes right there, and A.J. able to pick up the first down.
Emery again lines up in the shotgun. Thomas looks to 2 men to his right. A tight end set, 1 man in the backfield, and 1 to his left. And a false start, more than likely going against the Spartans.
Yeah. looked like that to me.
1 step forward, 2 steps back for Emery. The first procedural penalty for him for this game. Each team only suffering 1 so far. We saw the false start from Kanab on their first goal line play, but now we see the first for Emery. Sets it up first and 15 with 3:40 and ticking here in the first quarter here at Terry Foote Stadium on the beautiful campus of Snow College. Thomas in the shotgun again. 2 duos to his right and his left. Leffler next to him in the backfield. Thomas takes the snap, looks downfield. He slings it sidearm. No one near Leroy. He breaks 1 tackle and barrels forward. They make up a bulk of the deficit. That looks like it's going to be just enough for a first down. A gain of 15 on the play. Thomas slings it, able to pick it up. Leroy, the grab, and now they continue moving forward. 32 receiving yards on the day for Cray Leroy, all of them coming on this drive. Now an empty set for Thomas in the backfield. Trips to his right, duos to his left. No extra help on the offensive line. Kanab sends 4 running. Screen pass. They sell it very well, and it's jumped off to Trey Nelson on the jet screen, but he's corralled almost immediately, but a gain of 3 coming for the Spartans.
Yeah, that play has potential. The defense just got off the block right there and made a good play.
You know, and especially on the outside, because you're supposed to sell it on that inside, and the offensive line did a very good job of letting them fly upfield, but it's the blocking on the exterior that left a little to be desired. Duos again, right and left. Thomas with Leffler to his right side. Looks to the sideline, gets the signal from Coach Chris Justice. Takes the snap and drops back. He's looking downfield. Spartans with scoring on their mind, but he is hit as he throws, and ball is downed. Lots of contact and a potent rush coming from Kanab. Latimer Glover in the linebacker position having some impact on that play off the blitz.
Yeah, pocket looked clean, and then it collapsed almost immediately. Pretty good up front, and then just collapsed after a little bit of time.
And, you know, sometimes that's the hardest play to try and sell, especially when they're bringing pressure like they did. You're dedicating so many resources along the outside to try and make sure that's protected. But now Spartans again, they got trips to the right, single man to the left, 1 in the backfield. In motion, it's Leroy across the field to the left side. Thomas drops back off the snap. Mortensen in a battle. Thomas decides to tuck and run. He's got room. Green grass for AJ, and he's brought down at the 3-yard line.
Great run, heads-up play by A.J. Thomas, pulling that ball down and running hard.
He felt the pressure coming off the left side, wisely tucks the ball and runs forward. Spartans going to have the ball on the 6 after the 15-yard rush coming from Thomas. He's totaling up those rushing yards right now. On the drive, you're looking at about 30 rushing yards. So the Spartans with their best chance of scoring inside the 10-yard line at the 6.
Yeah, Coach Mullen not happy about that hit out of bounds after AJ stepped out. He took a hit. Officials say play on.
Thomas lines up under center. This go around, 1 man in the backfield. I formation. The fake handoff. Thomas rolls to his right. Dump pass. Intercepted nearly in the end zone. A collision of Cowboys brings the hope of a turnover crashing down as Emery gets a second lease on life. 2nd and 6 for the Spartans.
Yeah, that was lucky. They both wanted that interception.
It was a scary, scary throw for Thomas. You could see the rationale. He had 2 men standing out there, Nilsson and Leroy. Tries to feed the ball in between both of them, but that's where both Cowboy defenders were standing. They're able to bring him down, but they can't catch the ball. Spartans now line up for a second try. This time, Thomas in the shotgun. 2 men on either side. Gives the go signal. He goes for the keeper again. Thomas barrels forward. This time, a Kanab offensive line wraps him up. Thomas tries to spin out, but he can't get out of it as he's brought down hard to the ground. This front 4 for the Cowboys is fearsome.
Yeah, that's Allen right there in the middle, clogging up that interior and makes the play.
And that's not the first time we've seen him do that. He's been having his fingerprints all over this game defensively for the Cowboys. Now Spartans with a 3rd and 6 situation. Thomas again in the shotgun. 2 men to his right, 2 to his left. Leffler next to him in the backfield. Takes the snap. Rolls out to his right. Bootleg action. Dump pass. It's caught! And are they going to give him the touchdown? They will! What a grab by Cray Leroy, the senior, a 6-yard pass from Thomas to Leroy for the touchdown, capping off an excellent drive for the Spartans down the field. Loved what we saw from Emery, the great bounce back effort from Emery to make this a 13-6 affair.
Yeah, wide open on this inside corner of the end zone. Make sure his feet are in, makes the catch, holds on tight.
And Leroy again pulling that one down back to earth. The Spartans pull forward, making this one a little bit closer as lining up to kick it. It's going to be Corbin Ward, the senior defensive back. PA team on the field. The hold good, kick up, and it floats through the uprights. They give it to him. 13-7 game following the extra point for the Spartans. 1:48 left to play here in the first quarter at Snow College. We'll take a quick break and then be right back with more Emery football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
It's fun! It's our favorite place.
Strike up family fun for everyone. Gateway Lanes. Families that play together stay together. And Gateway Lanes is your center for fun, snacks, and great food. So let Gateway Lanes do the cooking with open and league bowling year-round and Club Bowl Thursday night, 9 till 11:30, with unlimited bowling including shoes. Since 1989, Helper's Hometown Bowling Center, Gateway Lanes, South Main Street in historic Helper, and bowlhelper.com. Let's roll.
Emery Spartan football.
Chas Sorensen, number 58.
Craig Leroy, wide receiver and DB.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back into Emery Spartan football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. The Thomas to Leroy connection helps the Spartans cut into the deficit. 13-7 sets the score with 1:48 left to go in the first quarter as the Spartans prepare for kickoff. It's Sorensen, the place kicking man. He takes it and he boots it up and into the air. Bounces into the arms of Deacon Swap. He muffs it. He's able to recover near the 5-yard line. Breaks up a line. He has room. Cuts to his right, but brought down a duo of Spartan defenders. Brody Johnson getting in on the action alongside Hayes Horton. So the youth movement for the Spartans aids on the special teams. They stop what could have become a much bigger burst of speed for the Cowboys. They're going to be setting up near the 30-yard line. Right on it, in fact.
Yeah, a couple of sophomores making a play on the kickoff team. That's what you want to see, these young kids stepping up, making a play.
And it's a good sign because you see a lot of effort coming from the special teams unit. These are guys who know that this is the best chance for them to be seen on the varsity level. As Kanab again breaks out under center, the wing T, Grady Anderson under center. Takes the snap and the handoff immediately up the middle. A push through of about 3 yards on the play and a wall of humanity as the Spartans bring down Monty Johnson, the sophomore running back. Everyone getting involved in the action for Kanab.
Yeah, D-line stood him up, and then Heath Lupo came in from the middle linebacker position and put the finishing touches on that play.
And that's what you want to see from this defensive line. Clog up the middle just enough. If they can't bring him down, you'll have some extra support from the linebackers. And again, an under center look for Anderson and the Cowboys. Takes it, handoff out the outside. Latimer Glover met in the middle, tries to cut it back for a gain of about 2, but the Spartans create the first big third down decision for the Cowboys this game. 3rd and 6 with 50 seconds and ticking here in the first quarter of action. 13-7 sets the score in favor of Kanab. Emery with a beautiful drive, their last possession to cut into this deficit. Kanab probably going to run one more play and then let time expire if conventional wisdom holds.
Yeah, those first couple of plays from this drive, I like to see what Emery's defense is doing. They're tightening up a little bit. Bend, but don't break.
Anderson under center, takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, a bootleg pass. He's going to tuck and he's going to run. Flag on the field, so this one more than likely coming back with the hold, and it negates what would have been a good 25-yard burst of speed from the young quarterback. And this one going to set up another third down, running onto the field now. Substitution for the Spartans. It's going to be Miles Mortensen rushing out there.
Yeah, offensive lineman, not much he could do except for hold, or else he was going to get tackled in the backfield for a loss.
Yeah, and it's the old saying. The only difference between a good block and a hold is the flag. And that one, it was a little extra something, holding him down to make sure that he wasn't able to stop this play before it got going. But a big loss coming for Kanab. Their first non-procedure penalty of the game, and with it being a spot foul, hurts all the worse.
Right, looking at third down at about 14.
3rd and 14 for a team who doesn't traditionally pass. This time Anderson still lining up under center. Expect to see some more bootleg action. Fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, faces pressure, sling downfield, has a man open, caught in the open field, rushing the 20, the 10. Brennan Orton strikes again, his second touchdown of the day. Orton putting on a masterclass as a receiver. He beats his man, catches the ball with ease, and a little strut into the end zone.
Yeah, he got just a step behind the defender, and that's all he needed to take it in there.
And he's got the speed. Orton, such a scary player. Once he gets momentum behind him, he's hard to stop, both in front of him and behind him. We saw him only able to bring him down for a shoestring tackle. But now, this time, he is unimpeded in his march to the end zone with 4 seconds left in the first quarter. Kanab goes up 19-7 over Emery. Extra point pending to try and push this one to 20. They're going for 2 as Anderson, again, under center, takes the snap, handoff up the middle. It's going to be Glover. Does he have the room? He does. He plows in for the 2-point conversion. 21-7. Kanab up 2 scores over the Spartans.
Yeah, the big play hurts you there. You got him pushed back 3rd and 15, and the big play makes the difference.
It really does, and it's one of those statistical categories you look at that really decide a football game. Penalties, turnovers, and big plays. Neither team has turned over the ball so far. Both teams have suffered penalties. Kanab actually losing that battle right now, 15 yards to 5, but they also now have the victory twice in explosive plays. The Cowboys getting a lot of their offense coming from big home run swings.
Yeah, you're right on the money there, Aiden. Big chunks of field is what they're taking up to make the difference in this game.
And they're going to try and get another stop and tack, a few more on the board. Kickoff, probably going to be the last play of the first quarter, barring any shenanigans. Only 4 seconds left on the clock here at Terry Foote Field as we look to move in to quarter number 2. Back to kick for the Cowboys. It's going to be Nolan Baird. Kick is up. Nelson with the reception. He runs all the way to his right. He's going east and west, not north and then south. And as a result, he's brought down at the 12-yard line. The Spartans stare down 78 yards to the other end zone as the first quarter comes to a close. Kanab up 21-7 over the Spartans. We'll be right back with second quarter action right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
You see your friends with their new travel trailers, four-wheelers, and side-by-sides. They're living the dream, right? Well, it doesn't just have to be a dream. You can start living that same dream life today by starting your new career with GMS Mine Repair and Maintenance. GMS is hiring mechanics, electricians, fabricators, experienced and inexperienced miners. They offer high starting wages, benefits, a 401k, and vacation pay. Local jobs are available. Apply today. Email your resume to kbarker@gmsminerepair.com. The dream can be yours with GMS Mine Repair.
At Hard Hat Furniture and Appliance, serving Castle Country has been our family's legacy for 3 generations. We started as a small shop, Hard Hat Appliance and Television, bringing neighbors the latest in appliances. As times changed, we grew to offer water beds and quality furniture, always focusing on friendly service. Today, we're proud to have the largest showroom in Castle Country. From our family to yours, thank you for letting us serve this community for 3 generations. Hard Hat Furniture and Appliance on Main Street in Price.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
A.J. Thomas and Miles Mortensen, welcome back to today's showdown between the Emery Spartans and the Kanab Cowboys here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Spartans down 21-7 after a big play coming from Kanab to end the quarter. Brendan Orton, his second touchdown of the day. Spartans now 78 yards in front of them and trying to bring this one a step closer. Thomas in the shotgun, two men to either side of him, one in the backfield alongside him, sends a man in motion. Fake handoff, looks downfield, throws, picked off, and it's Emery. It's going to be Anderson coming up with the pick, and a flag goes flying. Anderson getting it done not only as quarterback, but as defensive back as well.
Yeah, not what we wanted to do to start the second quarter. We'll see what the flag is coming up.
My guess with where it was thrown, probably some kind of unsportsmanlike, out-of-bounds hit. The kinds of plays you hate to see as the coach whose team is going to fall victim to them.
Yeah, it definitely happened after the interception, so we'll get a call right here.
A block in the back goes against Kanab. That's going to set them back majorly. So Spartans buy themselves a little breathing room defensively, but not how they were hoping to start off the second quarter. Thomas's first interception of the year goes to the Cowboys. Now it's going to be 1st and 12 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, maybe a miscommunication between the quarterback and the receiver of where he was going on that play.
Yeah, receiver wasn't really in the realm of where he was throwing.
Yeah, that's why I think it was probably a botch route or a miscommunication between them.
Anderson under center. Handoff goes to Glover. He takes it out the left side. Good blocking on the exterior. Good seal, and he's able to barrel forward for a gain of 4. 2nd and 6 coming for the Cowboys.
Yeah, defense closes pretty fast on that. Still able to pick up a couple of yards.
And that's what Kanab's been doing all day. They grind you down, boom, 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 and then big play down the middle. They're able to just continue to provide these explosive plays and set themselves up with good field position defensively like we saw in their second drive.
Right, field position might be the key of the game right here for them.
Anderson takes the snap, handoff goes up the middle. A wall of Spartans try to get there, but not before a gain of 5. 3rd and 1. Coming for the Cowboys, barreling forward is Kanab. They're just hard to stop right now.
Yeah, that was a tough, hard-nosed run. He was in contact the whole way, just able to keep those feet churning and picks up positive yards.
And they just continue to wear you down time and time again. Braden Bauman, the running back on that play. Anderson goes under center yet again. The snap and a flag down on the field. As the officials go to deliberate, Kanab's walking back. They feel the pressure. Another procedure penalty going against them. That's their 4th penalty of the game so far, totaling for 35 yards. So a 3rd and 2 goes to 3rd and 7. The Spartans buy a little life with the jump from the Cowboys.
Yeah, so far Emery winning the penalty game, but Kanab kind of hurting themselves here and there, getting a little anxious.
Anderson goes under center yet again, takes the snap, and another flag goes flying. That sets Kanab back yet again, continuing to be their own worst enemy. If the Spartans can't stop them, well, they're going to stop themselves as they move back further and further. 3rd and 2 goes 3rd and 7, now 3rd and 12 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, the left side of the line jumps on the first play, and then the right side on this side on the second play.
And it really narrows what you're going to be able to do with your playbook. You had the opportunity to just go to your bread and butter ground and pound, but now probably going to have to go to the aerial attack as Anderson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls out to his right, dump pass, thrown over the top, unable to pull it down is Warner. So the Spartans stop excellent field position from the Cowboys thanks to 3 penalties coming from Kanab that set them back from 3rd and 2 to 3rd and 12, unable to complete the pass. Now decision time for Kanab.
Yeah, Jess Larson on the coverage on that one. He was right there. Ball just a little bit out of the reach of his receiver's hands.
Kanab looking like they're going to keep the offense out on the field. Anderson again under center, 1 man wide out to his left, 2 running backs in the backfield, and another jump from the Cowboys And bad goes to worse. Now to 4th and 17. The 4th penalty this drive for Kanab after starting at about the 10-yard line. They just continually have set themselves back.
Yeah, that's interesting. We're going in the wrong direction for Kanab. Good news for Emery. 4th down here. We know that they're probably not going to kick it. That missed extra point didn't look like he had quite the leg to make anything from kicking range in this area.
And Kanab wisely calling a timeout, trying to right the ship after what has been a disastrous stretch from them. We'll take that timeout with them. We'll be right back with more Emery High football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
The time is now to join the JN Auto Experience. Browse quality used cars, trucks, and SUVs at our Price or Huntington lots. JN Auto can even help you get financing. Get fast, expert mechanic service to keep your vehicle running smoothly. Treat your car to a spotless wash or make it shine with professional detailing. Even rent a car. All in one convenient stop. JN Auto. Driven forward.
Emery Spartan football.
Hunter Leffler, number 3. Branson Mortensen, 76.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Spartans back on the field for another defensive stand. 4th and 16 for Kanab following a series of false starts. They're keeping the offense out there. Anderson under center. And a flag flies yet again. Thornley, this just continues to be a comedy of errors for Kanab. Normally an extremely disciplined team, but along the left side, they just cannot contain themselves.
I'm not sure what's going on that left side, but there is some confusion. You can see the frustration of the coaches and the players on themselves.
And we talked about the playbook closing a little bit following that first 5-yard penalty to make it a 4th and 11. And it just continues to get further and further. Your only hope now is a Hail Mary heave to try and get past the sticks.
Right. Do you play for field position here?
Anderson is brought down. Emery's pressure off the edge. What a rush off the right side coming from Connor Nelson. The sophomore flies up, able to bring him down.
Yeah, sophomore, he's got the wheels. You could see him turn on the afterburners. He saw that quarterback in his sights, and he wasn't letting him out of there.
And you know, the nice thing about young players is they don't overthink things. They're not going to get in their own head. Ooh, is this a screen? Ooh, do I need to drop back? No, he was full steam ahead. Anderson goes down, and a big Spartan stop, setting themselves up on the 44-yard line. Emery with some momentum swinging in their favor.
Great play by the sophomore.
Thomas lines up in the shotgun, 2 to his left, 2 to his right, man in motion. It's Larson. Takes the handoff. He's trying to rush along the edge, but a beautiful double leg takedown brings him down. Latimer Glover, the tight end turned linebacker, tackles for the Spartans for a loss of 2.
Yeah, Larson couldn't quite get that corner right there. If he gets that corner edge, he maybe has some running room, but like you said, Glover makes a good open field tackle.
And you know, those jet sweeps are risky plays because they're high risk, high reward. You don't get that seal off the edge, well, you're probably going to be brought down for a loss. Spartans again going into their duo look, 2 to either side, 1 in the backfield behind Thomas. Takes the snap, drop back. He's looking, dump pass. He finds the hands of Leffler. He almost breaks one tackle, returns to the line of scrimmage. Leffler with no gain on the play, and it's 3rd and 11 for Emery.
Yeah, after that great defensive set, it's not what you want to see happen, but we get stopped on a 1st down, and we're behind the sticks already.
And yeah, it goes back to having a positive first play. Spartans unable to get anything going, and now it's trickled off into the rest of this drive. 2 men to either side again. Thomas in the backfield with Leffler behind him. Takes the snap and he drops back. He's looking downfield. He throws it down the middle. Wide open again. Cray Leroy corrals it down. Breaks one tackle. He's got room along the right side before being brought down along at the 17-yard line. A major gain coming for Emery.
Great play, clean pocket right there for AJ, and makes a dime throw right down there to wide open Cray Leroy.
A 37-yard heave down the field, and Leroy racking up the yak as he pushes Emery into the red zone. 8:36 left to go here in the second quarter. 21-7 sits the score as the Emery Spartans open up the season against the Kanab Cowboys. Timeout on the field called by Emery following that big play.
Yeah, great offensive set right there for Emery. They go down behind it, but they're not out. They make a big play and make Kanab pay for that one.
And Thomas right now racking up 85 passing yards. His favorite target has been Leroy, who has collected all but 5 of those. He's got 80 receiving yards on the day. It's been a spectacular showing. He's been able to find himself in space where no Cowboy seems to find him, and it's always right up the middle. He exploits this coverage.
Yeah, that was amazing. When the ball's in the air and no white jerseys around him, just make the catch and run.
And then after that, his agility to cut left or right while still maintaining his forward momentum was a big driver to keep him moving forward. You love to see that play from the senior leader. We talked about it. He loves playing offense more than he likes defense, and with plays like that, you can see why.
Yeah, definitely.
Now Spartans retake the field coming out of the timeout. One man to the left of Thomas. That's going to be Grady Ovison. 2 men to his right. 2 in the backfield. Dual back set. 1 goes in motion. It's Larson. Handoff instead goes up the middle to Leffler. Met at the line of scrimmage. So again, Kanab and their front 4, they're able to force another step backwards for the Spartans. Sets up 2nd and 12.
Yeah, it looks like Kanab sent the middle linebacker on that one and clogged up that hole before it even got started.
And that's what they do best. This is a tough team, even if they embody that bend, don't break mentality.
Right.
And Spartans again, Thomas in the shotgun, 1 man behind him, 2 to either side as he surveys the field. And he takes the snap. He takes the drop back. He's feeling pressure coming along that left side. Steps forward in the pocket. Dumps it. Oh, into the hands it goes of Leroy. Unable to haul that one in as he jogs back to the huddle.
Yeah, he's mad at himself for not making that play. That was a shot. He was in full stride. AJ put it on the money, just couldn't quite control it.
That was a rare drop coming from Leroy. Normally sure hands as can be. Could not corral it that time around as the Spartans quickly braced the huddle, facing a 3rd and 12 with 7:55 left on the clock here in the second quarter. Kanab up 21-7 over Emery. Thomas in the shotgun. Trips to his right side, sends man in motion. 1 on his left, makes a duos on each side. Thomas drops back, steps forward in the pocket, rushes forward. AJ with a breakaway run. He's got the first down and then some. AJ with a burst of speed, able to pick up 14 yards on the rush. He's been their most effective running back so far this game. And with plays like that, you feel more and more trust developing between him and Coach Justice as that quarterback.
Yeah, that was a great decision by AJ to tuck that ball and run.
He felt the pressure. He feels it so well, but whether it's stepping up or breaking away for a run. Now Thomas lines up under center. Leffler in the backfield behind him. Fakes the handoff. Thomas tries to roll out. He's dragging a man behind him. He gets past the line of scrimmage for a gain of 1. Sets up 2nd and goal for the Spartans on the 7-yard line.
Yeah, tried to sell that handoff. Defense on this right side didn't buy it. There to wrap him up, but not before AJ gains a yard.
And they're starting to get a little more familiar with the tricks that the Spartans are throwing their way, and it's paying off as they hold Emery again. Now, 2nd and 7. Thomas in the shotgun. Leffler to his right, trips to his left, single man on his right side. That's Leroy. Looks to his right, throws it. Little back cut route for Cray. He gets the catch, and they're going to call him just short inches away from the goal line. So 3rd and goal from the less than 1 coming for the Spartans. Cray just could not get those tippy toes in across the end zone.
Yeah, the important part is he made the catch there. The little underthrown ball, but he makes the completion and gives Emery a shot right here.
A good get back, and they're going to go under center, and they push through with room to spare. A.J. Thomas gets the job done on a 1-yard scramble across the goal line. Emery makes this a 1-score affair yet again. 21-13 sits the score. Extra point pending for the Spartans. And what a good disciplined drive from Emery. They set themselves up excellent on defense, and then they're able to just whittle their way down the field.
Yeah, started with good field position from a good defensive stand and able to just chunk some yards away.
And now awaiting the kick, it's Corbin Ward. Hold down, kick up, blocked by the Cowboys, and they're able to get the stop and hold the Spartans at 13. A big job up the middle, rushing in and causing some damage. It was Walker Bird. We talked about him as his offensive line play. This time around, it's his defense that aids the Cowboys.
Yeah, he got there about when the ball did. Broke through there and able to make that block.
We'll take a quick break here on KOAL, but when we return, it's 21-13 in favor of Kanab over Emery, and the Cowboys have the ball.
The more things change,
the more they stay the same.
Yes, Mr. Automotive has a new building in Huntington.
But that just means the services they offer just got better.
Detailing and mechanic work are being added to the already great service Mr. Automotive had already offered.
And all deals are still done with the owner at the lowest prices possible.
New building, same best prices, and more auto services. Go to MrAutomotiveSales.com or stop by the dealership, 21 South Main, Huntington. Mr. Automotive, the best for less.
Spartans lining up for the kick. It's going to be Chaz Sorensen preparing to boot this one away for the Spartans. Lines it up, and it's a little short kick fielded at about the 25-yard line. Kanab rushes forward, but met by a hard hit at about the 40. So Kanab takes over. They're looking to regain their once two-possession lead here against Emery.
Big hit by Heath Lupo right there on the coverage. We'll see what Emery can do on defense again.
And you hope you get to see a repeat performance, but I don't think we're going to see Kanab record as many consecutive penalties as we saw them do just a moment ago as they go out into the field. Wing T yet again. Anderson under center, preparing for it. And the flag flies already. Thornley, this left side of the field has been giving them problems throughout this first half, something you think will definitely be addressed in the locker room.
Yeah, you can see the coaches' hands on their head, wondering what's going on. They've got to clean that up if they want to be successful.
You know, especially in a stacked 1A division like they're facing, every team in there is stellar. They cannot have mental errors like that. Anderson under center again, goes back, handoff up the middle. They're able to regain most of that loss as they barrel forward.
Yeah, that was a good play, good run. Emery able to limit the damage on that one.
And that's exactly what they needed to do, force Kanab into passing situations, areas where they have struggled for the most part outside of a few home run hits. The Spartans, now on defense, Anderson goes under center as Kanab tries to get their offensive momentum going, and it looks like it's going to be a fake. He can swap on the outside, pickup of about 6 on the play. So Kanab, a much more manageable 3rd and 3 awaits. But last time we saw them with this down and distance, the penalty monster came out and he wreaked havoc over this team.
Yeah, you're right. That was a good fake up the middle. The interior of that defense bought the fake, and he was able to jump to the outside and pick up some positive yards.
And, you know, it's a good fake when even up here in the booth we're falling for it. That's how stellar the sell was.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I thought we had him in the backfield.
I thought this was going to be an excellent play for Emery, but that just was not the case. Anderson again lines up under center for the Cowboys. Surveys around, handoff. A fake, this time going up the middle. The reverse of what they were doing last time. Last time it was a fake and Swap received it. This time Swap, the man pulling the fake, and a handoff goes up the middle for Kanab.
Yeah, right at the hash mark. They're going to call it a first down.
Able to move the chains up the middle. Kanab continues to push the ball forward.
Yeah, the nose of the ball, crossed that line. He got exactly what he needed on that run.
And, you know, sometimes all you need is just those 2-3 yards. The big home run plays, as stellar as they can be, sometimes you just want to see those chains move forward. As again, Anderson goes under center, fakes the handoff, dump pass. He finds Lattimore, moves upfield, able to get the first down and then some. Spartans trying, but they're unable to bring him down. He's a man on a mission, and a gain of about 14 on the play.
Yeah, he was wide open in the flat and made a really good, strong run after the catch. Yards after the catch, the difference on that play.
And he just continued barreling forward as the clock sits at 4 minutes, 13 seconds remaining here in the first half of action. Kanab up 21-13 over the Spartans. It's been answer-back football so far for Emery, but now Kanab looking to bring this game back to 2 possessions.
Yeah, driving it out, eating up some clock here. A lot of plays on this drive.
And the handoff goes around. This time it's swapped. They bring him down. Fumble on the ground. Emery says they have it. We'll see what the official says.
It's Jess Larson with the ball saying, hey, I've got it.
And they're going to give it to Emery. Emery forces the turnover. And they're going to be retaking. Jess Larson able to recover the loose ball. And Emery gets to take back over on offense after that first drive where it looked like they were just reacclimating to the football season, Thornley. They have really played up to their potential. This Spartan team looking sharp.
Yeah, we say about fighting for those yards, and that one came to bite Kanab. They're trying to fight after the initial contact. Emery defender able to punch that ball out and gather it up.
And it's pros and cons when you're going for it. And that time the cons reared their ugly head as Emery gets to take over at the 30-yard line. They're going to be marching down the field, 70 yards between them and potentially equalizing this game.
Yeah, excited to see what Emery can do on this offensive set. Have the momentum right now. We got to go keep that momentum.
AJ into the backfield, and whistles are blowing aplenty. And it looks like a timeout has been called. Emery calling that timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be right back with more Emery High School football right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
You've been accused of doing something illegal. Now it's time for a strong defense in the game of legal matters. Let Oliver Law tackle your case. Robert Oliver believes in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law brings you a strong defense for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. And when it's time to go on offense, Robert Oliver has the game plan to tackle your legal troubles. Call 435-637-6060 or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about
Emery Spartan football.
Hunter Leffler, number 3. Branson Mortensen, 76.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Emery back onto the field, taking over on offense. 1st and 10 for the Spartans with 3:36 remaining here in the first half of action. A.J. Thomas in the backfield for the Spartans sends a man in motion. Tight end set now with Larson, and a flag flies. False start against the Spartans. If there's been one flag that the refs have been eager to call today, Thornley, it has been those procedure penalties.
Yeah, we've definitely seen a lot of them. And you have to remember, these officials, it's their first game too, so they've maybe got a little jitters going in there too.
You know, one thing I will say, though, the flags aren't all coming from the same side. So it's not just one ref. This officiating crew doing a good job so far. Like you mentioned, first game for them as well. The Spartans set themselves back 5 yards. 1st and 15 for Emery now. 75 yards staring between them and an equalizer. Thomas takes the snap with 2 men to either side of him. Throws the jet screen out to the left side. Grady Ovison makes the catch. Plows forward for a gain of, we'll call it 4 for the Spartans. 94 passing yards on the day for A.J. Thomas as they continue to pick up positive plays.
Yeah, that was a good play. Got positive yards, almost back to the original line of scrimmage. Good play, good catch, good run.
And now Emery going back to the spread attack duo on either side. Offensive line making their calls along the left as Kanab brings 2 men along the edge. Thomas takes the snap. He searches downfield. Heaves up, and Leroy almost the catch, deflected back to the ground. Good coverage by Grady Anderson. We saw him come up with the interception earlier in this quarter. Now the pass deflection. And Anderson, last season, he was a menace for the secondary of Kanab.
Yeah, that was a clean pocket for AJ. He had a lot of time, threaded the needle only where his receiver could have got that, and the defense comes in and makes a good play.
14 passes defended and 7 interceptions for Anderson last season as a sophomore.
As a sophomore, that's amazing.
Thomas takes the snap, rolls out to his right, bootleg action. Heaves downfield, has a man open. Oh, can't get both hands on it as Trey Nelson tries to haul in the superstar catch. Gets the left, can't bring the right down in time. Falls harmlessly to the ground. Now 4th and 11 for the Spartans as the punt team makes their way out onto the field. A golden opportunity after the turnover for Emery, squandered by a penalty and then the inability to move the ball forward. 2:47 left here in quarter number 4. 21-13 sets the score in favor of Kanab.
Yeah, you mentioned that penalty. That stalled the drive. Penalty on first down.
And now the punt team out for Emery. Snap the kick by Thomas. Drops at about the 45-yard line. Good coverage by Emery. They down it at the 42. Could be coming forward, though. Looked like they grabbed it and made contact at the 45. I'm going to call it 43, right in between the two, as the Emery defense comes back out on to the field. A group who's been seeing a lot of success so far. You see the sack from Nelson. He was able to rush out along that right side and wreak havoc in the backfield. But now Kanab looking to put their advantage back up to 2 possessions as Anderson steps under center. 2 men in the backfield. He keeps it himself. He'll run up along the right side. Brought down. Emery able to bring that one to a halt before it could get going anywhere, but a gain of 3 coming for Kanab.
Yeah, it looks like that was Elias Haskell on the tackle there, able to wrap him up and bring him to the turf.
And Kanab sets themselves up 2nd and 7. They're going to continue to run the ball. Clock continues to tick down. 2:10 now in the first half of action. We have the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show coming up for you right around the corner as Anderson again under center. 2 men in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes 2 handoffs, throws down the middle. It's caught by Glover. He's rushing down the field. He's got nothing but green grass, and he's going to blaze his way into the end zone for another Cowboy touchdown. Heaving it down the field. Kanab doing a lot of damage.
Yeah, we talked about it. Big plays. They're making the big plays, and that one came to bite Emery right there.
A gain of about 58 on the play, heaving it down the field. Grady Anderson's been seeing a lot of success in big plays in the passing game. That's where Emery has really been unable to stop Kanab.
Yeah, Glover wide open in the flat and makes him pay with his legs.
Capson steps up, hits the upright. They're going to say it doinked its way in, though. Gotta love that as a kicker when all hope looks lost, and it bounces easily back inside. So with 1:53 remaining in the second quarter, Emery down 28-13 in this season opening showdown against the reigning 1A state champions. Emery will start with the ball in the second half, so they can score here. They can score to start the next frame. Emery's cooking back right into this game, but it all starts with execution on that first play.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier that we want to stay positive yards on first down. It opens up the playbook, gives us a lot more options to go with.
You know, we've been falling in love with those jet screens, and we have the personnel to make them work. You just want to see a little more concrete blocking out on the exterior.
Yeah, and I think that's the young kids. We've got young kids in there, and they're learning and getting better as the game is even progressing now.
You know, getting up to the varsity speed, trying to transition from freshman and JV football, it is a tall task in and of itself. It's hard to make that jump immediately.
Yeah, you don't realize how different it is from even a JV game to a varsity level.
Nate Yost and Trey Nelson back to receive for the Spartans. The kick up, and it's short. Muffed, able to be picked up, and the Spartans take a hit to the head. They're going to be brought down at the 29-yard line. So decent field position starting for the Spartans.
Yeah, good play right there. Pick up the ball off the ground. Keep control of it. Didn't want to lose it to a turnover there.
Brody Johnson, the man who was able to recover that ball. He struggled with it a little bit, but you never expect on that second line the ball to come flying right at your face. Hard to be prepared for that at times. We saw it. He was able to recover it, and it halts a turnover, and Emery still with good field position at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, line drive kicks definitely difficult to catch.
Now Emery will take over on offense. Minute 46 left in the first half of action. Thomas lines up in the shotgun. 2 men to either side of him, one in the backfield. In motion goes Larson. He goes to the right side to start trips. Thomas fakes the screen to the right and drops it off to the left, but Leffler unable to corral it. He had green grass if he could pull it in, but just could not get his fingers on it.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit of the case of you knew you were wide open and just started to run before you gathered that ball up.
Your body gets one step ahead of your mind. You start making your way downfield before you have full possession. So now the Spartans face 2nd and 10. Minute 42 on the clock here in the first half of action. Kanab up 28-13. Thomas in the backfield again, trips to his left, single man to his right. Leffler also to his right in the backfield, shifts to his left. Thomas takes the snap. Throws out to the left side. It's caught by Larson. Tries to throw the stiff arm, but a good leg tackle coming for Anderson. You see why he's one of the premier defensive backs in the state of Utah. He reads very well, and he doesn't go for those up-high chest tackles. He is going to be any wrestling coach's dream shooting that double leg.
Yeah, that's the quarterback going in there, making a good, solid tackle from that defensive safety position.
And clock continues to tick down. Minute 15 and running for Emery. 3rd and 8. Thomas again in the backfield. 2 men to his left, 2 men to his right. Leffler by his side in the backfield. Emery up front. 5 men, no tight end help up front. Kanab sending 4, looks to be sending 5 with a linebacker blitz. He backs off. Thomas takes the snap. He looks downfield. He's surveying. He's got nothing but time. He's feeling pressure now. Rolls out to his right. Dump pass. Able to be brought in. Leffler able to rush for the first down and then out of bounds. So a gain of 12 on the play for the Spartans.
Great patient play by AJ right there to taking his options, check it out, and then check down to his open running back in the flat.
And it was a good job by the line up front securing his pocket. He had lots of room to try and operate with and lots of time as the clock sits at 46 seconds. Stopped as we go out of bounds. Thomas takes the snap. 2 men to his left, 2 to his right, drops back. He's surveying downfield. He faces pressure. He's able to get the ball out. Risky throw, near sack. We're going to see if any flag flies. No. Kanab's coaching staff wants it, and I can't blame them. That did look like a textbook intentional grounding, but they're going to say no dice as Emery buys another chance. 2nd and 10. Thomas trying to avoid the sack at all costs. Walker Bird has him wrapped up and brought to the ground. Thomas releases high. No one in the vicinity for Kanab to try and snatch that one out of the air. Same formation for Emery at the 40-yard line. Thomas takes the snap, and this time rolling to his left. Looks downfield. He's feeling the pressure. This time he's going to be brought down. A strong duo.
AJ take a big hit there. Coach is looking for a flag. Like Glover came in a little bit high on our quarterback.
Walker and Bird both getting in on the action. Famalo wants the flag. He's not going to get it. His pleas falling on deaf ears as the clock continues to tick down. 10 seconds left. And a timeout called. And because Thomas taking that hard hit, he's standing on the sideline, we're going to have to see the appearance of Drake Stilson, the sophomore, potentially lining up to take a snap at quarterback to end this first half of action. Right now, Emery down 28-13 with 8.7 seconds left here in the first half. Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show right around the corner. Coach Famalo still pleading his case with the white hat official. He wants that flag. It was a hard hit on AJ. Was in bounds, though. You can't deny that fact.
Yeah, definitely in bounds, not even close to out of bounds. But, I think Coach Famalo is probably saying, hey, he's coming in high, shooting for the head of our quarterback there.
And, now you're going to have to turn to the youth movement. Thomas up and moving along the sideline right now. A good sign for the young man. As Coach Famalo still pleading his case.
Yeah, just asking for the those officials to protect our guys. That's what he's asking for right there, is just keep our guys safe.
And, it's a mark of a good coach who's willing to go out there and really plead his case. So yes, it will be Stilson taking the snap. He was hit in the face mask area by the crown of the head of Bird, it looks like, looking at the replay, but they don't call the flag. You can't revisit that now as Stilson takes the snap. Quick jet screen out to the left side. Quick reception brought in by Kai Witzel. He's got running room, and he's able to bring it all the way up near the 50-yard line as the clock ticks down to 0. And it looks like that will be the end of the first half of action. Emery caught in a battle between the Kanab Cowboys. Kanab up 28-13 over the Spartans.
We've got a flag over there on the far side. Officials talking to the coaches. Neither team going to the locker room yet.
Halftime on pause. Coach Justice rallying the troops along the sideline. If you're going to go for a play, you either take the knee if there's time left, or you take one big Hail Mary swing down the field. Both options have their benefits, but both options have their detriments. A home run swing could result in a turnover and a potential touchdown for Kanab in the final seconds of the second half. So if there is time added back onto the clock, it's going to be decision time for Emery.
Yeah, looks like Thomas has got his helmet back on and standing in the huddle. We'll get the call from the officials.
Waiting for the call. He's still walking forward. They're going to put 2 seconds back up on to the clock. Two seconds on the clock. Penalty declined. So Emery going to have a chance here, and it looks like Thomas will be back on to the field. And it looks like they're bringing out the punt team for the Spartans. Make sure that nothing could go awry.
Yeah, 2 seconds on the clock. You don't want to give Kanab a chance to put any more points on the board right here.
But they've shown they can be a potent special teams unit as well. We've seen a few big returns both from the punt team and from the kickoff team. So it still is a scary situation as we try and figure out the spot of the ball.
Yeah, not quite sure what's going on here.
Well, like you said, it's their first game too. Sometimes these situations that get a little more intricate require a little more deliberation. I always appreciate that, making sure that they get the call right. So it will be 4th down for the Spartans. The ball will be set at the 28-yard line. Thomas will be out to punt. Kanab will have 2 seconds to make some magic happen on special teams.
Yeah, must have accepted that penalty instead of declining it.
So yes, another shuffling of personnel out on the field. Another option you could do if you're Thomas, take the snap, run around for a second, let the clock tick down to 0, and then take a knee. So lots of potential possibilities for Emery to try and end this half unscathed. Clock starts to run, and that will be the end of the first half of action. The Spartans locked in a battle with the reigning 1A champion Kanab Cowboys. Scoreboard sits 28-13 in favor of Kanab. Coming up, we got the Castle Valley Orthodontics halftime show. We got that and more right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Roy Nickus with Price Insurance. Since 1958, we've been protecting what matters most to you. As an independent agency, we shop top-rated carriers like Progressive, Nationwide, Liberty Mutual, and Dairyland to find your best rates. We can cover you for your home, auto, RV, as well as your life, health, and business insurance. We're here for every stage of your life. Come see us. We're right next to Cache Valley Bank, or call us today at Price Insurance, your local choice.
In the heart of Carbon and Emery counties, Quick Realty is here to help you make the right move. Experience the future of home buying with our Matterport 3D tours, giving you an immersive look at your potential home from anywhere. Meet our dedicated team of local professionals, just real people who care, walking you through every step of the way. As a Zillow Premier and Realtor.com specialist, Quick Realty is your trusted expert, handling everything from residential, commercial, and mountain properties to property management. Your dream home is just a call away. Let Quick Realty help you find it.
Transform your space with Spectrum Paint featuring PPG paint, the ideal choice for any home project. Imagine a kaleidoscope of colors at your fingertips, from soothing pastels to vibrant primaries. Whether revamping a room or adding character to your exteriors, Spectrum Paint makes every brush stroke count. Dive into a Spectrum where quality meets creativity and paint your world with us. Visit Spectrum Paint to find the perfect shade for your home today. Discover the best in local flavor at Stewart's Market in Castledale and Main Street Market in Farron. Enjoy the largest fresh produce section around. Ripe, vibrant, and hand-selected just for you. The personal butcher ensures every cut is just right, and the deli delights with ready-to-eat favorites. Shop fresh, shop local, and taste the difference community makes. Only at Stewart's Market and Main Street Market. Come home to quality and hometown service today.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
Plumbing issues don't happen every day, but when they do, it's good to know that there's a plumber you can trust right here in the Castle Country. The Swell Plumber has over 30 years of experience and has proven that he's reliable. Here's what some customers have said about the Swell Plumber.
Kurt was amazing. He came out to the house the same day and got quotes to us very quickly.
Kurt kept in touch with us with updates as things progressed. I was definitely pleased.
For residential and commercial plumbing, go to theswellplumber.com and book your appointment today.
Emery Spartan football.
Hunter Leffler, number 3. Branson Mortensen, 76.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome into the Castle Country Orthodontics halftime show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Aiden Mortensen and Justin Thornley alongside you in the Sutherland's broadcast booth as we prepare for the second half of action. Reigning 1A state champions, the Kanab Cowboys, in the lead over the Emery Spartans right now. 28-13 sits the score, and Emery has had moments where they have looked spectacular and others where they have left a lot to be desired.
Yeah, definitely. We knew what to expect coming from Kanab with this pretty young team of Emery. We didn't quite know what we were going to see. We've seen some really great things, and then we've seen some inexperience.
Yeah, and you take it as it comes, because any experience you can get through these younger guys, the better this team's going to be heading into the later stretches of the season, especially that ever-important region slate where you're going to be facing off against some fearsome teams. I mean, with Grand dropping out of the region, you don't have any off weeks. You're going to have South Sevier, who's fresh off the best season in program history. You've got a Delta program who's on the rise, and then San Juan, who's looking for a 6th consecutive state championship. It's a tough task once you get to region, and it's games like these against tough competition out of conference. You're going to be able to build a lot of experience moving forward into the season.
Yeah, we definitely have a tough region, and like you say, it doesn't get easier. As a coach for a lot of years on the wrestling mat, that was my goal: is give the guys the best competition you can and let them rise to the occasion.
I like getting that coach's perspective on this, because sometimes you look at a schedule for these teams and you think, what in the world are they thinking? It's a gauntlet: Kanab, Carbon, Beaver, Judge Memorial, Ogden, Canyon View, Enterprise, and that's your non-region slate. That is tough team after tough team. But I like that idea of making them rise to the occasion, and we've seen Emery be able to do that, and it's been thanks to their veteran leadership so far.
Right. I've been a teacher for a long time, and I've always said that kids will rise to whatever expectation you set. If you set that expectation low, that's where they hit. If you set that expectation high, that's where they reach. So I hope that's what this tough schedule is trying to teach these young kids, is to, we're good enough to play with these guys, and let's rise to the occasion.
Now, one of the biggest battles you watch in a close game like this is those 3 big statistical categories that don't necessarily show up on the scoreboard and the score sheet. Of course, you have turnovers, which do. Right now, both of them have been able to equalize that. Interception from the Cowboys and a fumble recovery by the Spartans. But one category Emery has won in so far handily has been that of penalties. Right now, it's 3 for 20 for the Spartans, and then you're looking at 55 total penalty yards for Kanab. There was a stretch where for about 5 or 6 consecutive plays, they could not get set. They kept jumping at the line of scrimmage, and it came at a very costly time. Cost some points on the board for Kanab. I mean, you start at the 15-yard line, and by the time you're done, you're backed up to the 40-yard line on 4th down. It doesn't help you at all in what you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah, that's one positive that we can take from this game is our young kids were not making those mental mistakes.
And especially when you have a young offensive line, they're prone to get a little jumpy, especially when you're facing a fearsome front like Kanab presents. So it's a big kudos to what we're seeing from Colton North, Peyton Johnson, and Elias Haskell, the sophomore and 2 juniors, who are able to really rise to this moment for Emery, and they're making good things happen going into halftime.
Yeah, I've been really impressed with that young interior offensive line. They've done their job, they've made their assignments, and they're going to get better from here on out.
And one player you have to highlight defensively stepping up in a big way is Connor Nilsson, the sophomore, comes flying off the right edge, and he's able to force a turnover on down from Kanab, set the Spartans up for their second touchdown of the game. He was an integral part of making that happen, so it was a defense to offense moment for Emery.
Yeah, he made a great play on that 4th down, came around the edge, turned on the afterburners. A lot of times the quarterback outruns that play, but from that DN position, he traveled a long ways to make that happen.
He did, and he had wheels on him. You rarely get to see a big guy move that fast, but he showed off the speed on that. We also have to give kudos to the rest of the defense up front. They've been holding Kanab's run game for the most part to about 2 or 3 yards a game, and it looks like we got a score update coming out of Beaver. Well, we knew the new mercy rule of 44 points at the end of the 3rd quarter would be in effect this season, so Leighton Christian and Hunter. Leighton Christian tacking on 48 points by the end of the 3rd, so that's our first time we get to see that new mercy rule in effect. So we've talked about it on the drive over here. I think it's a good addition to high school sports because you reach a point in some of these games where you're demoralized, you don't want to be out there, and it just increases the risk of injury in these kids. So I like this idea of, hey, if this gets too out of hand by the 4th quarter, we're going to call it. I think it's good for the kids.
Yeah, and football was kind of the only one that you had to endure till the end. Basketball, the same thing, but I think it's a good move. By that time, it's pretty much a JV game anyway, and you don't want to see anyone get hurt in a blowout game, and so, yeah, we'll see how it happens this season. Interesting part of high school sports now.
And, looking at Emery's schedule last year, this rule wouldn't have come into effect in all but 2 games. It would have been put on Emery in their showdown against San Juan, but Emery would have put it on the Grand Red Devils in their contest. So it's something that you don't really expect to see too frequently unless you are a powerhouse team like San Juan has been in the past couple of seasons. But looking at the Spartans and looking at what you've seen from this first half of action, what do you think the keys are for Emery heading into the second half?
I think the key for this game is to be consistent. We've got to be consistent. We've got to get those first down yards. Putting on positive yards at first down, that'll make the difference in the game if we can stay ahead of those sticks. And
there have been moments where it has been up and down, a little inconsistency showing from players who normally are extremely consistent. You think about the dropped would have been touchdown pass from Corey Leroy. He's able to avenge himself later on in that same drive. But it's moments like that you just want to see him clean up, and you expect to see moments like that going into the start of the season. No one's going to be able to play pitch perfect as much as you want to week 1.
Yeah, right. Early season, you're going to have some nerves that are going to come into play no matter what you're doing, no matter how much experience you have. The first game of the season is going to be some nerves, but we're seeing some real positives from Emery, able to move the ball on a tough defense at times, and then, we make a couple of mistakes and go backwards, and that hurts a drive.
And there have been times in the past where we've seen Emery rely a little too much on that home run ball. They're always hunting for the big play. So far in this contest, you haven't felt that from the Spartans. And that's a big credit to A.J. Thomas out at quarterback. He's reading the field. He's making sure he's making the right play each time. And up front, the offensive line buying him enough time to do that. We've only seen him brought down in the backfield once this game. And because of that, he's felt lots of confidence to continue trusting this team and keep them moving along.
Right, and that's the experience of that O-line on both sides with Mortensen and Sorensen. They're leading that offensive line and making sure that he has time. And even the time that he did get sacked, he had moments. It wasn't a blowout. He had time in the pocket. No one was open. So maybe credit that sack more to the defense in the backfield or in the secondary making a hard play.
Yeah, and you got to sometimes give kudos to the defense as much as we don't want to for the other teams sometimes. But Thomas so far in this contest has been stellar. 106 passing yards and a touchdown to his name. On the ground, he adds 44 more and another touchdown. He's been a utility knife player for Emery.
Yeah, he's getting it done well with his arm, making sound decisions, and then, when the call comes, he's running the ball in good situations and picking up some positive yards.
This has been the Castle Valley Orthodontics Halftime Show. Give Dr. Daniel Cowley a call and let him take care of all of your orthodontics need. Always good to work with those fine folks at Castle Valley Orthodontics. We'll take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. The Spartans retaking the field. We'll be back with second half action right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Hi, I'm Dr. Daniel Kelly, owner of Castle Valley Orthodontics. What's keeping you from having a perfect smile? We understand what you want from a local orthodontist. And here at Castle Valley Orthodontics, you'll be treated like family. Call Castle Valley Orthodontics at 637-2222 for a free consultation.
What the Utah Miners Hospital offers is relatively unique in the country to help take care of people who have really dedicated their careers, their lives to hard work.
I have torn rotator cuffs in my shoulders. Honestly, I don't remember everything I've had done. I think I've had to wait 10 minutes one time. It's amazing that there's a fund out there. You have no medical bills.
If you're ready and you need us, please give us a call. We're happy to help.
Your degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Utah Valley University, our open admissions and low tuition make getting started easy. Choose from online, in-person, or hybrid classes so you can keep your schedule and get real-world, hands-on experience. That means you won't just graduate with a degree, you'll graduate ready for what's next. Learn more for less. Apply today at uvu.edu.
Emery Spartan football.
Hunter Leffler, number 3. Branson Mortensen, 76.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome back into Emery High School football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Aiden Mortensen and Justin Thornley in the booth as we prepare for second half action as your Spartans take on the reigning 1A state champions, the Kanab Cowboys. 28-13 sits the score in favor of Kanab, but Emery a chance to do some damage. They start the second half with the ball, and you said it best, Thornley, consistency is key.
Yeah, that's what I think we need to look for here is consistency, moving the ball, getting those positive yards, and then hitting the home run when it's available to us.
Yeah, don't necessarily hunt for it, but when it presents itself, this is a group, especially at the quarterback and skill positions, you feel confident that they're going to know when that moment is where they need to go big. And that's the mark that separates a good player from a great player in my mind, is knowing when that time to strike is.
Yeah, I agree. And we've got an experienced coaching staff that can, lead that direction. If we can get that chance, I think we have a good spot of moving through here.
Coach Famalo entering his 11th season at the helm for the Spartans. He turned this program around when we were just middling 1-9, 2-8 seasons over and over, and he's turned him into a contender year after year after year. The culture at Emery High has shifted immensely under his reign.
Yeah, we talked about culture earlier in these small schools, and for years, and probably even still, Emory is a basketball culture. Let's be honest, that's what we'll call it. But Famalo has came in, and he's had a lot of really positive seasons, and we're seeing a football type culture emerging here for the Emory Spartans.
So Kanab's kickoff team taking the field. One player a little confused walking towards the receiving team. He's quickly corralled back by the coaching staff. Back to receive, it's going to be the duo of Yost and Nielsen yet again.
All right, after you say that, and he was right and everyone else was wrong, we're going to swap sides of the field.
Well, sometimes I open my mouth before I think, and that was one of those very moments. So kudos to Kanab for able to figure in that one out. Not that it would have the most difference in the world. Wind not blowing at all based on the American flag hanging in the distance. So a very neutral day. We saw rainstorms intermittently in the pregame session, but now things have been clear skies ever since as the Spartans prepare to take the ball. They're going to be going right to left on your radio dial. Spartans in their black uniforms with the white and gold stripes. Kanab in the white jerseys with the red numbers and the silver pants. Kicking off for the Cowboys, it's going to be Nolan Bird, the sophomore, preparing to kick us off into the second half of action here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. We are up, and away. That ball goes soaring right onto the end of snow in the end zone. So the Spartans going to be set up very easy on the 20-yard line. 80-yard stand between them and the chance of making this a one-score affair.
Aiden, that's probably the best field position we've got off a kickoff so far in this game. He's been able to place that kick right at the 1 or 2 yard line, but this time a little deep into the end zone to give us a touchback and end up with the 20.
And no, that's exactly what Emery needed. When they've had good field position, they've been able to take full advantage of it as Thomas gets the play from the sideline, runs into the huddle. Kanab, their three-man front, anchored up the middle by a man who's been wreaking havoc all game long in Deegan Allen. Thomas with two men to either side of him. Leffler next to him in the backfield on the left side. Gives the clap, takes the snap, jet screen out to the left side, caught by Jesse Drage, the sophomore. Barrels upfield for a gain of 3 on the play. Emery starts off with a positive gain to open up the second half.
There's those positive yards we talked about earlier. We need to get in front of the sticks, open up the playbook. Positive yards right there.
And again, the youth movement on the outside. Lots of young players coming in big for Emery. Drage able to move forward. Thomas, again, two men on either side of him. Leffler to his right now in the backfield. Awaits the snap. Handoff goes to Leffler. He barrels up the middle, and he's met by a wall of Cowboys, a pile up on I-15 as he's stopped at the line of scrimmage for no gain. 3rd and 7 for the Spartans.
Yeah, great play by the defense. The secondary able to swarm in there and plug up those holes. We had some good blocking, but, they get overmanned by the secondary coming in and filling those gaps.
And that's what Kanab does so well. They're able to overwhelm you by sending consistent pressure up the middle. Thomas again in the shotgun, 2 to either side. Leffler to his right again. Takes the snap. He's dropping back. He faces pressure up the middle. Rolls to his right. Surveys downfield. Dump pass. Caught. Hit hard. But Emery able to move forward with a positive play. Clock continues to run. 10:40 and ticking. 28-13 sets the score. Jesse Drage again. Both receptions on this drive coming courtesy of him. He moves the ball forward. We'll give him another 3 yards on the play, but not enough for an Emery first down as the punt team comes out for the Spartans.
Yeah, you saw AJ rolling out there. Didn't have anywhere to run. Kanab did a good job of containing him in earlier situations. AJ was able to just tuck that ball and run. They didn't play the sack. They played the safe play.
A good halftime adjustment coming from the Cowboys as the punt goes to Thomas. The boot up, much more air than we've seen before. And he catches it near the 40-yard line. He's able to rush for an additional 20 from 40 to 40. The Cowboys go. They set up in Spartan territory as they look for their first drive of the second half.
Yeah, good tough run after that punt reception. Hunter Leffler able to make the open field tackle there.
The Spartan squad is doing a good job of making sure that they're able to corral them before massive plays happen. Big plays still coming for this team. Handoff up the middle, and a wall of Spartans immediately run through. Good play by the front four for Emery. Able to get in there. Elias Haskell brings him down for a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 coming for the Cowboys.
Yeah, good play on defense. Get the stop. Hit the ball as it goes across the line of scrimmage, and running back fights for a yard.
Under center, handoff. Fake up the middle, and they're barreling through to the outside. A fake, and it is going to be Latimer Glover. He runs along the outside. Lots of trickery coming by way of the Cowboys, but it pays off on the 40-yard rush to the end zone, and they're able to put another 6 on the board. 34-13 sits the advantage of Kanab as the clock sits at 9:19 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, a little trickery there. From our vantage point, you could see the ball pretty good, but the interior of that defense bought the fake, and he was able to get around the outside for an easy 6.
And that's been the biggest detriment to the Spartans all game long, as again, they've got Capson lining up for the kick. It's up, and it is good. Bouncing off the building in the background. Score climbs 35-13 in favor of Kanab. We'll take a quick break and then be right back with more Emery Spartan football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Every generation of Castle Country has answered the call to power America. Ours just made history at the San Rafael Energy Lab right here in Orangeville. Valor Atomics safely activated the Ward 250, a waterless microreactor and a global first achieved with a workforce that lives right here. The world is watching what America can do, what Castle Country can do. Again, learn more at valoratomics.com or see for yourself at their next open house.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Kick is up, and it is into the end zone again for the Cowboys. Spartans going to be taken over onto the 20-yard line. A big run coming courtesy of Latimer Glover sets the Kanab up with the score, and a 35-13 advantage over the Spartans to open up the third quarter of play.
Yeah, a little miscommunication on that play. Missed the read. Good play from Kanab Cowboys.
And, you know, sometimes you just have to give kudos to the offense. The execution there was stellar. So it's going to be the Spartans setting up on the 20-yard line. Thomas again in the backfield. 2 to his right, 2 to his left. Leffler also by his side. He sends Larson in motion. Fakes the jet sweep handoff. He'll take it up the middle himself. Barrels forward for a gain of 3 on the play. A.J. Thomas again showing some fearlessness when it comes to the rushing game.
Yeah, he's a tough kid. Just makes that fake and barrels ahead for a few yards.
And positive first plays have boded well for Emery early on in this game, trying to continue what has become a trend as they go trips to the right side, single man to the left. Thomas in the shotgun sends a man in motion. Again, it will be Larson. Takes the step back, throws out jet screen to Leroy. Leroy barrels forward. He has potentially the first down. We'll see where they spot it. Right on the precipice of it.
Yeah, great second effort there by Leroy. He was hit about 3 yards shy of the first down, able to drive forward and get the first down.
And they're going to give it to him as they move forward. Emery moving along those chains, set up with a fresh set of downs for these Spartans. Thomas again, this time trips to his left, single man to his right. No motion this time. He goes straight up, drop back, steps up into the pocket. He's rolling out to his right, stiff arms one defender. He rolls forward, dump pass out of bounds. Had a receiver in the vicinity. A wise play by the senior to keep that distance marker from moving in the wrong direction.
Yeah, he had a clean pocket. He checked down to the second receiver, didn't see what he liked either, and decided to roll out and gets rid of the ball. No harm done. Second down.
And Emery now trying to continue this drive and stop this one from becoming a rout. 35-13 score in favor of Kanab. 7:58 in the third quarter. Now stepping back, it's going to be Thomas. Two to either side. Leffler to his left. Takes the snap and he drops back. Passing attack in full display. It's a fake screen up the middle, and they hit Leffler hard. Swallowed up at the line of scrimmage. Good read coming from Kanab, and it's going to be big Walker Bird making the stop for no gain on the play.
Yeah, he read that screen really well. He was the only guy in the vicinity. Makes a good open field tackle as soon as we catch the ball.
Now 3rd and 9 facing the Spartans. They're going to continue to watch that clock tick down, 7:40 and moving. As they break the huddle, they step out. It's going to be Leroy heading out to the right side alongside Jess Larson. And Trey Nelson trips to the right side, single man to the left. Thomas sends Larson in motion. Takes the snap, he's dropping, he looks deep, he throws it downfield, has the open man, overthrown by inches. Jesse Drage had it within his reach, but could not get a corral on the ball as it falls harmlessly to earth. 4th and 9 for the Spartans, 35-13 the score.
Yeah, Drage, he had a step on that guy, just couldn't quite turn on the afterburners to get to that ball.
And, sometimes that's just how it goes. When you're facing good pressure right behind you, the ability to go gets taken away just a little bit. So the punt team, again, coming out for the Spartans.
Yeah, it's a good ball from AJ. If anyone's going to get to it, it was only going to be able to be his guy.
Now AJ lining up in the punt, back to receive for the Cowboys. Looks like it's going to be Warner. Takes the snap, the kick up. It goes rolling, instead falls into the arms of Glover. He rushes forward along the left sideline, breaks one tackle before being brought down at the 39. He plows forward for a few more. He breaks free from the scrum, and Glover continues to show his strength. My goodness, what a move.
Yeah, that was amazing. He was hit a few times and kept going forward and makes a good play on that.
Helmet comes off the head of Elias Haskell, meaning he's going to have to take at least one play on the sideline. So Spartans sending out Travis Hirsch, the big offensive lineman, the senior. Also up front, you're going to be seeing Connor Nelson and Miles Mortensen, as well as a return from Chaz Sorensen, that four-man front for Emery. Snap taken back by Anderson. He throws the pass deep downfield. Caught a spectacular throw and a spectacular catch coming from the Cowboys, but he gets up and he is walking gingerly. Kanab with a big play, but at what cost? Well, it looks like he's walking just a little bit of on that leg. Brendan Orton, again, the premier wide receiver for this Cowboys team, goes one-on-one, able to come up with a spectacular catch over the head of a defender.
Yeah, you have to give it to Leffler. He had good position there. It was kind of a 50-50 ball, and Kanab able to come down with it.
Yeah, good coverage, better catch coming from the Cowboys as Anderson again goes under center, and the penalty troubles begin again. The red zone curse strikes Kanab, and they're going to be moving 5 yards backwards. They've only had 2 penalties that have not been procedural, a 10-yard holding and a 15-yard penalty to their name as well. Instead of that, they've seen 6 false start penalties, a total of 60 yards now lost by the Cowboys.
Yeah, you're seeing a little bit of, undisciplined work right there on that O-line.
And with the down and distance being in the goal setting, you don't get a chance to try and get a new set of downs. You have to convert it here. Anderson under center. Hands off goes to Glover. Glover along the left side, spins out of one tackle, breaks another, stiff arms another down before front rolling forward for a gain that looked like it was going to be -3, turns to a +4, sets up 2nd and 11 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, good hard nose running right there.
That's what you love to see. If you're a fan of Smash Mouth football, Vladimir Glover is going to be your favorite player. He continues to barrel forward for Kanab.
Yeah, Emery should have had him in the backfield there. A couple of missed arm tackles and able to fight through them.
He was dead to rights, but as he does, he battles through. Anderson again under center. 2 men in the backfield. Wing T for the Cowboys. Fakes the handoff. Anderson rolls to his right. He's going to keep it. He's got green grass. 1 man to beat, and he does. Loeffler couldn't get off the block in time as Anderson scampers in from 10 yards out for another Cowboy touchdown. That's going to be 13 unanswered here in the second half of play from Kanab. 41-13 climbs the score with 5:33 remaining here in the third quarter. Emery needs to get something going this next possession, or we're in danger of entering that running clock.
Yeah, able to get outside the tackles there, and green grass in front of him.
You know, you can't ask for a better block than that. They sealed the edge. He runs well on the bootleg. And again, it's going to be Capson for the kick up. And they're going to say it's in. So the score climbs 42-13 against the Spartans.
Yeah, that ball landed on the roof of the athletic building.
Well, much like in elementary school, you're not getting that one back to the end of the year.
Yeah.
So the Spartans head back to the sideline, down 41-13. 5:33 left to go in quarter number 3. You spoke on consistency at halftime. The Spartans have been anything but since that trip to the locker room.
Right. That's where, we're seeing maybe some of that youth and the nerves coming in here and getting a little bit of frustration. That's the hardest thing to teach an athlete, is to let what happened go and move ahead.
And, it's that goldfish mentality. I've been watching a lot of Ted Lasso lately. That's been my big takeaway, is you got to let the past be the past and look ahead to the future. The Spartans with a chance to do that now. One more unanswered score from Kanab puts us in running clock territory, down 35. So it's ever important Emery comes away with a score here.
Yeah, we need to have a drive. Build on that positivity, pick up some positive yards, get your defense off the field for a little while, and get some first downs here.
Yeah, just keep that ball moving forward. You don't need it all back in a single play, but you want to see a consistent, sustained drive as Kanab lines up for the kick. Again, it's Nielsen and Yost back to receive the kick up. A big boot again, and for the third consecutive time, it touches pay dirt in the end zone. Touchback for the Cowboys, and Emery going to be setting up this drive on the 20-yard line as the offense retakes the field.
Yeah, big kick. Emery offense needs to get it done right here. Dig deep, get it done.
We're seeing something similar to what we saw against Summit Academy in the quarterfinals last year. Emery has the depth, and they have the skill and talent to hang with anyone in that first half of action, but depth catches up, and with players constantly playing both ways, fatigue catches back up to you. It's hard to try and manage. No matter how much conditioning you do, no matter how much running you do, it's going to be hard to do, as Thomas sends the man in motion, screen pass out to Larson. Larson swallowed up immediately in the flat. Gain of nothing, right back to the line of scrimmage. He fell.
Yeah, Kanab sniffed out that play. We haven't gained many yards on that in the last few tries, so maybe we'll try to mix it up here and run something off of it.
Yeah, the jet screen, much like any form of screen, it's very potent at first. However, once you've run it a few times, the other team starts keying off of a few factors, and Emery needs to switch things up as Thomas, again, in the backfield. He has 2 men to either side of him. Could have been a false start, no whistle blown. Thomas rolls to his right, faces contact, but a good catch, but a bigger hit coming from the Cowboys. Trey Nelson picks it up, gain of about 9 on the play. Yeah, a hard hit.
Wide open. Not a Kanab player within 5 yards of him, but that distance closed fast. Like you say, Trey took a big hit, held onto the ball. Looks to be all right. And good play by Emery. About 3rd and 1.
And it's going to be a scary sight whenever you catch that ball and no man is around you, because there's going to be about 3 opposing players heading your way, and it looks like they're going to be calling a late hit on the play. So Emery gets a big 15-yard boost on that. That's in a streak of the last, it looks like 6 penalties called against Kanab. This is the first non-procedural one whistled against the Cowboys. Emery advances forward. They're setting up on the 44-yard line. Clock continues to tick. 4:50. 41-13 sets the score in favor of Kanab.
Yeah, Emery gets a break, gets an extra 15 yards on that penalty. We'll take it.
You're never going to turn down free yardage as they break the huddle, and it's going to be a trips on the right side for Thomas. Loeffler going to be on his left side, sends a man in motion. That's Larson. Duos on either side. Thomas awaits the set, takes the snap. He drops. He's looking downfield. Navigates the pocket, breaks 2 tackles. He's got room to run, able to turn a broken play into a gain of 5. The magical man, A.J. Thomas, rolling forward.
Yeah, great play by Thomas. Heads up running, dodged and deked and dived and able to pick up about 5 yards.
Oh, that was just spectacular pocket awareness. He could feel men coming at him from the side he was not even facing, and that's the mark of a good quarterback. Thomas again in the shotgun, 2 to either side. Leffler to his left, hands off to Leffler up the middle. He's got good breathing room up the middle. A gain of 4 on the play. Leffler barrels forward for another positive Emery game. Sets up 2nd and inches to go for the Spartans. 3:35 and ticking here at Terry Foote Field on Snow College.
Yeah, great blocks by Mortensen on that left side to open up a great big hole for Leffler.
Under center for Thomas. They're going QB sneak, goose and go. Thomas pushes forward. He's got it and then some. Going to move forward about 2 yards on the play. And AJ almost breaks through, but the whistle blows beforehand. Always fun to see those quarterbacks squeeze out of the sneak.
Yeah, that was a good play. Kanab's got that big 73 in the nose tackle position, and Johnson able to push him out of the way and get some positive yards there.
That's a big credit to those 3 young interior linemen as Thomas again in the shotgun, 2 to either side of him. Takes the snap. He's rolling out to his left. Searches downfield. He has a man coming on the blind side. Throws the ball. Intercepted by Kanab. Ripped out of one hand and into the other. Flies into the hands of Vladimir Glover. He's having himself a spectacular game here against the Spartans.
Yeah, he's an athlete. I looked up some stats on him. He's a 3-sport athlete and making it shown here.
The reason he was a first-team All-State member last season, he had excellent stats as receiving stats at that, as a tight end in a wing T offense. Anytime you can pull that off in a wing T, are you kidding me? This is an offense that's not receiving friendly at all, and he just continues to dominate. Expect to see this kid's name at the next level.
Yeah, great kid, great athlete.
Anderson lining up under center for the Cowboys. 2 to the backfield, 2 to his right. Handoff goes up the middle, but Monty Johnson ripped down to earth, and then a slew of Spartans dives in. Corbin Ward on the initial contact, and then you see help coming from Lincoln Huntington and Seth Martin flying up the middle for the stop.
Yeah, good play by the defense. Stops him with no yards gained on first down.
Now, this Spartan game in its second half, but that was due to the early start on the day. Over in our sister station, KRPX 95.3 The Peak, the Carbon Dinos preparing to take the field against the Eagles of ALA as Anderson goes under center for the Cowboys. Handoff fakes up the middle, handoff to Glover. He takes the outside, barrels over 2 Spartan defenders. My goodness, a man with violence on the mind as he pushes forward for a gain of 6.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier, the physical football that these smaller schools play. That they're not afraid to set their shoulders down and give a hit and take one.
Yeah, no, and that's what you like about the sport of football, especially when the teams don't shy away from the contact.
All right, great play from the outside of defense to make the stop before he gets any more yards and gets the first down. So 3rd down here.
3rd and 3, the official scoreboard count as Anderson goes under center, sends a man in motion, fakes the handoff. He's looking downfield, sidearm sling yet again, and a reception up the sideline. Nothing but green grass lies ahead for Brennan Orton. He steps out of bounds at the 10-yard line. A big hit from early on, still impacting him. He's limping just a little bit, but now Kanab back into the red zone right on the 10-yard line.
Yeah, big play for a running crowd. They're making a lot of plays through the air. First 4 touchdowns through the air.
It has been a hard night for the Spartans to try and stop that attack, and it continues to be so as Kanab looks to put this running clock into effect heading into the 4th quarter, up 41-13 over the Spartans. Minute 22 remaining in the 3rd in this season-opening matchup between the Spartans and the Cowboys. Kanab showing again why they are favorites, and you look at that sideline for them, that doesn't look like a 1A school at all.
Yeah, you're right. It's a culture thing that everyone plays football.
Anderson in the shotgun this time. Quadruplets to his left, throws a quick jet screen out to the left. Who else but Glover? Weaves, winds, dips, dives into the end zone, but a flag thrown on the field. That one's more than likely coming back off a hold.
Yeah, it looked like a hold to me on that outside edge to seal that corner for him to get in the end zone.
So the Spartans with a new lease on life on the hold. That one going to set him up at about the 15-yard line. I always hated holding calls as an offensive lineman because it's not just 10 yards from the line of scrimmage. It's 10 yards from the spot of the foul. So if you happen to do that in the backfield, it's pretty much like taking a sack.
Right.
So that's going to set Kanab up on the 16-yard line. So 1st and 16 to go. So Kanab into the huddle trying to rebuild this offense. And again, penalties coming into heavy effect in the red zone. Anderson lining up under center after going into the shotgun look the last time out. Sends a man in motion. It's Glover. Fakes the handoff. Throws deep. Easy fade. Good defense by Emery, but bringing it down in the end zone, it's Ray Capson for the touchdown. He had Grady Ovison in his face, but he's able to yoink it out over the top for another Kanab score. 47-13 climbs the scoreboard. Minute 6 remaining in the third quarter.
Yeah, rolls out and just tosses it up. It was almost like just a go-get-it kind of a throw, but his receiver able to get underneath there, climb the ladder, and go get it.
The kind of play you expect to see at recess football and elementary coming to pay off in a big way as the kick up from Capson, pulling double duty, no good, so that clock will stay still. 47-13 sits the score as Emery has one more chance to try and put some points on the board here in the third quarter. Minute 6 remaining before we move into that fourth and final frame. We'll take a quick break and be right back with more Emery Spartan football.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Emery Spartan football.
Chas Sorensen, number 58.
Cray Leroy, wide receiver and DB.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Trey Nelson with the reception for the Spartans off the kickoff. He barrels forward and gets the ball to the 25-yard line. Correction on the scoreboard. We missed that extra point that kicked up all the way on to the roof. So score sits 48-13. You know, now that you think about it, 47's an irregular football score. I'm surprised we didn't key onto that earlier.
Yeah, we missed an extra point. We're on our first game of the season too. So up here in the booth, we'll chalk that up to a little bit of nerves too.
Yeah, that I'm not good at math, so that's a double whammy against me as the Spartans take over at the 27-yard line. Thomas in the backfield, 2 to his right, 2 to his left, sends Leffler in motion, creates trips on the right side. Thomas takes the snap and he barrels up the middle. Gain of 4 on the play for Emery.
Yeah, follows that big O-line, gets some positive yards on first down.
And that's exactly what they need to continue to do as the clock now continues to move. 40 seconds left in the third quarter of action. Thomas into the shotgun. Again, he goes 2 on either side. You've got Leffler to his right in the backfield. His partner steps back, jet screen out to the left side. Cray Leroy with the catch, and he's met almost immediately by the secondary of the Cowboys. Hard hit, and it drives them back for a loss of 3, in fact. Caught in the backfield, they move backwards with it.
Yeah, interesting play call over there. We've seen it snuffed out a few times now, and we'll see how they move forward with that play.
Braden Bauman making first contact for the Cowboys to drive that one back. They're going to let time expire here in the third as we move into the fourth quarter of action here at Snow College. The Spartans down 48-13 with the ball when we return right here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
You've been accused of doing something illegal. Now it's time for a strong defense in the a game of legal matters. Let Oliver Law tackle your case. Robert Oliver believes in innocent until proven guilty. Oliver Law brings you a strong defense for the best possible outcome for your criminal case. And when it's time to go on offense, Robert Oliver has the game plan to tackle your legal troubles. Call 435-637-6060 or go to robertoliverlegal.com to request a free consultation. Robert Oliver, passionate about defending the underdog.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Emery Spartan football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM, live from the Sutherland's broadcast booth on the beautiful campus of Snow College. Aiden Mortensen and Justin Thornley alongside you as the Spartans look to mount a comeback here in the fourth quarter. Running out of time to do it, down 48-13 to the Kanab Cowboys. Emery with the ball. They'll start the fourth quarter on 3rd and 6.
Yeah, fourth quarter, going into it, we just want to see some positive plays here. That's what I'm looking for from the booth. Let's make some positive plays here and try to get out of this game.
Yeah, you want to just see the best development you can here as Thomas sends a man in motion. That's Nelson. He drops back, throws the ball as contact being made, rushing up the middle. A fearsome front four for Kanab. Making the tackle was Bevan Corey, able to rush inside and chase down Thomas.
Yeah, kind of pushed out of the pocket, slow developing play, and the defense able to get to AJ before he can make that throw.
Able to bring him down to the ground, and AJ has done a good job all game long of getting that ball out of his hand before the pressure brings him fully to the ground. It's what you like to see from a young quarterback.
Yeah, showing a little bit of experience there that, we don't want to take a big loss, especially on third down. Let's get out of this drive and get, play the field position game there.
So Emery, 4th and 6. The punt team comes out. Thomas going to be the man to do the duty for the Spartans. Waiting for clearance from the officials. And yes, they're confirming that it is a running clock situation up here in the booth. Spartans down 35, 48-13, 11:23, and will be ticking here momentarily to keep us moving along throughout this contest. The Spartans have shown a lot of development throughout this game so far. I've loved what we've seen from this young core. Lots of step up from the underclassmen.
Yeah, we've definitely seen some positives here. So the scoreboard doesn't look that great, but we are seeing some positives. We're seeing some potential from a lot of these younger players.
And that's what you love to see from this squad as they prepare to get that clock moving, waiting for the clearance from the officials. 11:37, and they're going to move the score back down to 47. So apparently no one knows what the score really is right now.
I guess we weren't the only ones confused.
So Thomas goes into the punt formation, takes the snap, and the kick is up, and away, bounces harmlessly out of bounds at the 41-yard line. Kanab will take over there for a chance to tack some more points on the board.
Yeah, play the field position game right there. Get them on their side of the ball, or their side of the field, and let's see if the defense can make a stop here.
And that is something we saw them do time and time again in the first half of action. Defense been nowhere near as consistent here in the second half of action, trying to bring back that magic from the first half. So Anderson gets the play from the sideline, and he relays the information to his men on the field. Lines up under center, 2 men behind him, 1 man out wide. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff up the middle. Instead, it goes outside to Deegan Swap. Swap breaks 2 tackles and barrels forward for a gain of 6 on the play. So a very positive start to this drive for the Cowboys.
Yeah, good run right there. Cuts up in and gains some valuable yards.
Just continues to push on forward. Love to see that from a team as run heavy as they are. They just have no quit. They continue to churn their legs in the pileup, and it's resulted in several times we've seen them push forward 2, 3, even 4 extra yards forward. Snap taken by Anderson. Handoff goes up the middle and then a fake outside. Barreling forward, it's Monty Johnson, the sophomore, pushes it up enough for a first down. Kanab keeps the momentum rolling.
Yeah, he follows that big offensive line, just kind of dekes and dives behind him, lets them push the Emery defenders out of the way, and gets the first down.
You love to see that patience from a back, someone who's not trying to break the play off on the outside. He sits, he lets it develop, and then he takes the gap that's provided to him by his offensive line. So Anderson goes under center yet again. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. Clock continues to tick down. Handoff goes to the outside, fake up the middle. A lot of misdirection this offense as Tavis Barney moves forward for a gain of 4 on the play.
Yeah, Corbin Ward comes in and makes the play on that, but not before he gains a few yards.
47-13 sets the score in favor of Kanab. Looking in midseason form already, do the Cowboys. So play comes in from the sideline, running it in this time for the Cowboys. They're going to give it to Anderson as they continue this excellent stretch of offensive possessions.
Yeah, a lot of trickery going on in there. Misdirection, a lot of counters.
Anderson under center. Handoff this time goes up the middle, rushing a burst of speed coming from Monty Johnson as he's able to push forward for a gain of 5 on the play. Chains move, first down for Kanab.
Yeah, Emery coming in, getting a few rotations in on that front line, trying to give him a breather. So we're seeing a couple of new guys coming in on the field, and that's where, it's hard to come in from the sideline and make a play.
Exactly. Almost immediately you're thrown out of the frying pan and into the fire as Anderson, again, under center, man in motion. That swap. Fakes handoff up the middle, instead goes outside, and the Spartans defense swallows it up. A big play, good read coming from Emery. Miles Mortensen in the backfield, bringing down the back.
Yeah, they didn't trick us that time. Tackled the quarterback after the handoff, and then the running back on the end around.
And sometimes you see a play so often, or a set so often, that you get more used to seeing what they're going to throw your way, and that was absolutely the case as Braden Bauman gets brought down for a loss of 5. So instead of the normal gain from Kanab, it's going to be quite the loss. 2nd and 17 coming for the Cowboys. 47-13, 8:35 and ticking here in the 4th quarter. Anderson out of the game. They switch the quarterbacks on us. That's going to be Ray Capson taking a snap under center. And they're going to be able to gain about 3 yards off the rush. Running the ball, it was Monty Johnson. So a new look coming in offensively for the Cowboys, getting some of those 2s in, and the backups on the depth chart stepping into new positions.
Yeah, kind of expected that with the score, seeing some new names on the field, but still being effective, moving the ball forward on that play, right up the gut. Good swarm by the Emery defense to limit the damage there.
And as the season goes on, it makes you feel more and more confident about your depth as Capson goes under center, because you have the replacements for injury if you need them. Capson takes the snap, handoff goes out to the right side to Glazier. He's able to rush forward a gain of, we'll give him 6 on the play. So it's going to be a 4th down situation inside Emery territory for the Cowboys. We saw it once in the first half, more than likely going to go for it here.
Yeah, that's what you'd expect. 4th and, what'd you say, 7?
About 7.
Yeah, probably 4 down territory here for Kanab.
And with the advantage you have, you're not really at risk of losing this game off a blown play in a 4th down. This is a good chance to practice for such a situation later on in the season, because, again, their toughest test of the year more than likely going to be a showdown with the Beavers.
Right, which Emery will see in a couple of weeks.
And we'll see them in 2 weeks. Whistles are blowing. A timeout called on the field. So that stops the clock at 7:02. 47-13 sets the score in favor of the Kanab Cowboys. The Spartans looking to come up with a defensive stop when we return here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Price Family Pharmacy has moved. Hi, this is Brian from Price Family Pharmacy, and we're excited to be in our new location, right next to Castleview Urgent Care on 100 North. Our new location brings exciting additions to our pharmacy, a convenient drive-thru, more parking, a spacious lobby, and we still have free delivery. Our team is here to offer you great services in our new, bigger,
better space. Come by and visit us, and thank you for being part of our pharmacy family.
Welcome back into Emery football here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Kanab, 4-down territory. Capson in the shotgun. He takes the snap, gives the handoff, and Kanab has green grass running room as Taven Glazier able to rush forward for a big first down. The trickery strikes again. Whenever Kanab steps into the shotgun, it feels like Emery doesn't have an answer.
Yeah, I'm impressed with their fakes on this squad. They're very disciplined. They sell that play, and it opens up the defense.
Extremely well. They're able to come up with these plays each and every time. I love what we're seeing from them in terms of fakes, but the Spartans have been able to key off a few of them.
Yeah, for sure. We're looking to key off a couple of different things, and we see bouts of brilliance here from the Emery squad.
They're showing flashes of what they can be. It's just putting it together in a consistent fashion. Capson under center again, takes the snap, fakes one handoff, gives the second, gives the first actually as the Spartans swallow him up at the line of scrimmage. A good stop by the interior for the Spartans. Colton North, the sophomore, making initial contact and the bring down for Emery.
Yeah, stepping up from his linebacker position there, makes a good play on that run up the middle. Had some help from the D-line. Makes the play.
Right now, Emery really stacking it up the middle, as they do when you see a team dominate along the interior as much as Kanab has this drive. Clock continues to tick inside the final 6 minutes now. So, I would expect to see a pass play here or a run onto the outside as Capson again goes under center for Kanab. Handoff goes into a little motion, a loop around, and inside it goes. Kanab continues to barrel forward. A big gain, looking to be about 10 yards on the play. Making the run was Monty Johnson, and another first down arrives for the Cowboys.
Yeah, breaks a couple of tackles on there. If we take him down on the initial hit and limit it's not a first down there, but he's able to keep his legs churning and gets the first down.
So play comes in from the sideline. Cowboys again enter into the huddle. They break. We know they're going to have one man out along the right side playing the lone receiver role. Wing T again. Capson under center. 2 men in the backfield. Man in motion. It's Glazier. It's a dump pass out to the outside. A little screen, and he's brought down at the line of scrimmage. A good job along the outside. Brody Johnson. Or Jesse Drage, coming up big on the tackle. So no gain on the play for Kanab.
Yeah, it looked like they were setting up maybe a little pitch back off that pass, but Drage able to make the contact and get the tackle.
And so now Kanab faces another red zone dilemma. Ball sits on the 11-yard line, but they do have a chance to pick up a first down here as Capson again goes under center. This time wide receiver out to the left. Takes the snap. Handoff goes up the middle. And another big run coming from Kanab. They're able to push that near the first down marker. Looks like they're going to stop them just a bit short by about 3 yards. So that'll be 3rd and 3 for the Cowboys.
Yeah, counter play. Emery makes the stop, but not before he gains a few yards.
So now Emery has to embody that bend, don't break, or this score way out of reach as the clock continues to tick. 3:55 and running for Kanab as they sit with the ball on the 10-yard line, on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, big test for Emery right here.
Capson goes under center. Spartans stacking the box. Handoff goes up the middle initially, but they break outside. Glazier unable to gain anything as they set back the Cowboys. So now a loss on the play, going to set them up with a 4th and 4 to go.
Yeah, it was Colton North coming from that linebacker position again, sniffs out that little reverse counter play, makes the tackle for a loss.
So now Kanab has to go for it. They bring Capson in off the sideline, gives the play. They go into the huddle, rallying the troops here. It's a score, a first down, or you're turning over the ball, and Emery will have a chance to put some more points on the board with 3 minutes left here in the 4th quarter. Capson goes under center, wide receiver out to his left. Fakes the first handoff. Handoff goes up the middle, and they're continuing to push. No whistle blows. There it is. And the ball moves forward. We'll see if they give them enough for the first. It's looking to be about a yard short right now, given the spot.
Turnover on downs.
Turnover on downs. Emery will take over on the 4-yard line. Good defensive stand by the Spartans in the red zone. They bent, but they didn't break as they're able to stop another Kanab score from going on the board.
Yeah, let's call that a positive for the defense. That's got to feel good. You make a stop on the 5-yard line. We haven't been able to do that yet, and they get the turnover on downs.
And, another improvement we've seen has been from Kanab. No false starts coming on that go-around. That's been what's plagued him in the red zone as Thomas steps into the shotgun. Trips to his left, single man on his right. Handoff goes out around the tackle. Brought down for a gain of about a single yard on the play. On the run, it was Jess Larson.
Yeah, comes around that end, has a little bit of space, gets wrapped up, keeps his arm turning, or keeps his legs going, and then takes a hit from another Kanab defender.
2nd and 8 for the Spartans. 2 men on either side. Thomas in the shotgun. To his side is Leffler. Jet screen out to the left side. Hesitation and a barreling move forward. Another pickup of 2 on the play. Going to be 3rd and 6 for the Spartans. Again, Larson coming up big.
Yeah, good catch there. Gained some positive yards, makes it a manageable 3rd down here for Emery.
Yeah, and it really opens up the playbook when you have a 3rd and 4. Anything within 5 yards, you can run, you can pass, you can make sure that the magic happens. So, send outside, empty backfield now for Thomas as he goes for the quarterback keeper, catches the snap, and immediately bolts forward. He's got the 1st down and then some. We'll give him a gain of 4 on the play, about 5, and that moves the chains forward for Emery.
Yeah, we've talked about some hard-nosed running from Kanab, and there it is from our quarterback. AJ takes the ball, tucks it under, and makes a good hard run.
And that's what Thomas has been able to do throughout the whole game. He's got 63 yards on the ground so far as he goes back into the shotgun. 2 on either side. Leffler to his left. Gives the clap, takes the snap, moves forward, his eye downfield, throws the prayer up. No one near it. Luckily, as they tried to have a breakaway play by Cray, and he's unable to go back to it. Good defense coming from Kanab.
Yeah, AJ, not a lot of time right there. He was in trouble, throws up the ball, hopes as a receiver can get underneath it and just out of reach.
And so now it's going to be 2nd and 10 for the Spartans as they're trying to keep this drive alive. Minute 18 left in the contest. Kanab up 47-13. Thomas takes the snap, handoff up the middle, immediate contact. My goodness, the big man lays down the hit for Kanab. What a stop up the middle. Wow, that's all you can really say about that. The interior pressure coming from Kanab was just too great, unable to get any stop on it.
Yeah, not sure if that was a stunt from looks like he came from the outside and just met the running back with the ball right there.
Sophomore Walker Clark with the stop on that one as Thomas goes into the shotgun. 2 on either side of him. Running back to his side, he drops back. He's eyeing downfield. Good blocking from the defense. He's got time, nothing but it as he decides he's going to scramble. He takes off for the sideline, runs out, drops a shoulder, and he moves the ball forward quite a bit, nearing the 1st down, and they're going to give it to him. What a scamper coming from A.J. Thomas. He does it yet again.
Yeah, I'm amazed with that vision right there from AJ. He knew exactly where he needed to be, and that's that senior leadership that we need. He knew what marker he needed to get to, and made the play.
So now 32 seconds left on the clock. Thomas in the shotgun, 2 on either side, drop back. He looks downfield. He's scouting. He's got time yet again. He's looking downfield, throws the quick dump pass, but batted down to the ground. Cray Leroy, the intended receiver, unable to get a full grasp of the ball before being knocked to the ground harmlessly. Another good play by this Kanab secondary.
Yeah, AJ had all the time in the world right there. Just a good play by the defense, knocked that ball out of Cray's hands.
Bauman bats it down for the Cowboys. 23.9 seconds left in the contest. Emery with a 2nd and 10, down 47-13 in the season opener against Kanab. As they go to a very familiar format, duos on either side of Thomas. No tight end in the formation. Takes the snap, he drops back. Thomas eyeing downfield, lofts it, able to get the 1st down, and then about 3 yards after, a good pass. downfield, and a good catch by the Spartans. Kai Witzel comes up with the big play.
Yeah, Witzel gets some space on that route and makes a good catch and gets the first down.
So Thomas continues to impress as they move the ball downfield. He's up to 129 passing yards on the game. Thomas, the snap, time ticking down, 5-4. He eyes downfield. He's facing pressure, throws it deep, and picked off by the Cowboys. They're going to end this game. Bauman again comes up with the pick, and he's still running. He's got green grass. He keeps running east and west, trying to get up north, but the Spartans with the bring down, and that will do it for this contest. Emery falls in the season opener 47-13 to the Kanab Cowboys and moves to 0-1 on the young season. And you saw moments of inspiration from the Spartans, but we also saw some things that they're going to need to improve on. We'll be right back. We'll take a quick break, and then we will close things out with the Cache Valley Bank postgame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. What started on a workbench in 1948 has evolved into a business that is more than a jewelry store. It's part of the fabric of Springville.
It's Duke Jewelers. Fourth-generation owner Kimberly Narupe continues the legacy of her great-grandfather Melvin Duke and father Richard Holmes. Creating an engagement ring or reimagining an heirloom, Duke's design team brings your vision to life. It's about family, craftsmanship, and memories that shine through every piece. Duke's Jewelers.
South Main Street, Springville, at dukesjewelers.com.
Welcome to Emery and Carbon Animal Health, where Dr. Jensen and his staff greet you and your pet with caring smiles. Our exam rooms are clean and inviting. Our accredited doctors offer many procedures, including examinations, surgery, dentistry, and boarding. Schedule an appointment today. 2 locations to serve you. Emery and Carbon Animal Health. Animals big and small. We care for them all.
Don's Hometown Insurance and Price is ranked #1 on Google reviews. Proof that real people value real hometown customer service. We're honored to set the standard, helping you find the right coverage with a caring local touch. Join your neighbors who count on Don's Hometown Insurance for friendly expertise and genuine support. Stop by or call us today at 637-3344. Experience the hometown difference everyone is talking about. Don's Hometown Insurance, where you always come first.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Welcome into the Cache Valley Bank postgame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. The Spartans opening up the season with a 47-13 loss to the reigning champion in 1A, Kanab. And, Kanab showing like they're hungry to repeat it. They looked sharp in the second half of that contest. Some minor errors in the first half kept the Emery within this one, but Kanab put it all together in the second half and pulled away for the victory. Aiden Mortensen, Justin Thornley alongside you as we enter into this post-game show. And Thornley, Emery showed moments where they were showing flashes of real confidence, but as the second half wore on and that fatigue set in, we saw some struggles come from the Spartans.
Yeah, there was definitely some flashes of brilliance there. A couple of long sustained drives, some scoring chances, and then we had a couple of mistakes and a couple of miscues. That's a good football team that we played, but Emery's showing some signs that hey, look, we've got somewhere to go and a lot of building to do, but is that talent.
Yeah, there is the talent, and with a lot of young players stepping up in major ways for the Spartans this year, you got to feel confident moving forward that they're only going to continue to get better. Looking at scoring by quarter, after one, it was 20-7 in favor of Kanab. Then in quarter two, it was 7-6. Then Kanab outscored the Spartans 20-0 in the third quarter, and then in the fourth quarter, both teams went scoreless. A good defensive stand in the red zone from the Spartans did that. Looking at those scoring plays, Brennan Orton scored on a 9-yard pass from Grady Anderson. Latimer Glover scored on a 10-yard pass from Grady Anderson to help build up that 13-point lead. Then Emery able to get on the board. Hunter Leffler off a 6-yard pass from A.J. Thomas. Actually, I believe that went to Cray Leroy. Cray Leroy was the receiver on that one. Thomas would strike again with a touchdown of his own. And that was all the scoring for the rest of the afternoon for the Spartans. But A.J. Thomas showing why he is one of the premier dual-threat quarterbacks in the two-way classification. He was doing a bit of everything for Emery.
Yeah, very impressed with AJ, his decisions. That last interception, last play, I mean, you're trying to go for all the marbles. But, I think his decisions were really good this game, and looking forward to a fun season.
In total on the game, he came away with 129 passing yards and a touchdown with a pair of interceptions. He also rushed for 76 yards on the day, leading the team in both categories. So AJ showing a lot of hope. And we talked about it in the pregame show, that Emery's offensive line was going to be young on the interior, a sophomore and a pair of juniors. The only real experience you had coming back on the outside is at tackle, and Chaz Sorensen and Miles Mortensen. And Chaz stepping up to the varsity level at that tackle position he saw limited minutes last season in that slot. So this is the first real sustained action he's seen at the position. So a pretty rookie offensive line for Emery, and they looked very good, especially in pass protection.
Yeah, I was really impressed with that young line. I thought they did an excellent job for the most part, holding that defensive front with some big kids from Kanab. They held them to, the defensive front didn't make most of the plays. It came from the linebackers and the outside making those plays from Kanab.
So a tough start to the season, but we knew it was going to be a tough test for Emery coming in to face Kanab on neutral ground. You can't look at the size of the team, especially when you look at classifications, because 1A through 3A, I think any team could beat any team on any given day. It's that loaded with talent from top to bottom.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's amazing. You think of, in Utah high school sports, those bigger schools always get the big headlines, but this rural football is alive and well in Utah.
So again, the Spartans fall in their season opener against Kanab. Score sits 47-13. We'll take one more break and we'll come back to close things out here on the Cache Valley Bank postgame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Diagnostics? Check. Transmissions?
Check.
Oil changes?
Check. Checks Auto Repair. Honest, affordable, and customer-focused. Checks Auto Repair is new to the community, from diagnostics to engine repairs or any other service.
You get a flat hourly labor rate with no hidden fees.
771 East Main Street in Price. Follow Checks Auto Repair on Facebook. Call 630-6699. Check engine light?
Take it to Checks.
At A Perfect Smile, they specialize in transforming your smile with precision and care. From porcelain veneers and dental implants to orthodontics, crowns, and bridges, their expertise covers every aspect of general and cosmetic dentistry. Dr. Jackson and his team are here to address even the most challenging dental concerns, helping you achieve a smile you'll love. Ready for a smile makeover? Call A Perfect Smile today, 637-2100, to schedule an appointment.
Hi, I'm Tim Frame with Cache Valley Bank here in Price. Making the right financial decisions for your future can feel overwhelming, but you don't have to do it alone. Whether you're planning a new construction project, growing a business, or just looking for a better way to save, my team and I are here to provide the local expertise and personal guidance you deserve. Stop by our lobby or use our drive-thru today. Let's make a plan for your success right here in Castle Valley. Cache Valley Bank.
Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Emery Spartan football.
AJ Thomas, number 13.
Miles Mortensen, number 52.
On KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM.
AJ Thomas and Miles Mortensen welcome us back one final time here on the Cache Valley postgame show here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Again, in tonight's season opening action against the Kanab Cowboys, the Spartans fall 47-13 and move to 0-1 on the season. But looking ahead, Thornley, things get only more exciting from here. They also get tougher from here as well. Next week, one of our favorite games in the Castle Country, a showdown against Carbon taking place in Castledale. When those two teams meet, you just have to be there. It's the social event of the year.
Yeah, it's a good time. You fill up the stands. I love it when it's at Emery because we have a few more seats that you don't have to fight for a spot. But, man, it's an exciting game for all the kids and all the fans.
And then the homestand continues on August 28th as they welcome Beaverton, the 1A runner-ups, coming to Castledale. So you get the champs, you get the runner-ups, you get a gauntlet of a preseason. So that's what's coming up the rest of the month of August here on KOAL 107.3 FM and 750 AM. Now, Thornley, looking at the game in its entirety and moving forward into the rest of the season, how do you feel about the Spartans?
Yeah, I think that there's a lot of positives from this game. That's what I think the squad needs to look at is, hey, look, we had some awesome plays. We did some good stuff, and we just need to continue that.
Now, before we close out, anything you want to leave us off with?
Consistency pays off. Consistency.
It does, and this Spartan team has shown that they're willing to put in the work. I'm excited to see how they develop over the course of this season. Thornley, thank you for taking the time to come call this game with us. I appreciate it, and looking forward to the rest of the season with you.
Hey, it's been a great time, Aiden, and we're excited to watch some more Emery Spartan football.
Again, the Spartans fall in today's season opener against the Kanab Cowboys, 47-13, the final score. Emery 0-1 on the season next week. Look forward to a showdown against the Carbon Dinos out in Castledale. He's Justin Thornley. I'm Aiden Mortensen. Until next time, stay safe and go Spartans.